You want these cheese boogers?
All right, come on, guys. Likes up, subs up. Likes up. How many likes we got right now? 6, 9. We got to get those up. Got to get those likes up. 10. There we go. 18 viewers, 19 viewers, 13 likes. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can get that up even higher. 14 likes. I think we can do even better than that. 15. There we go. All right, we're looking pretty good right now. We're off to a good start. Let's see what we got in the chat. We've got Dylan the Islander in the house. We got Marlon White. We got Big Jake's Ranch. We've got Raging Tomato. We've got Black Savant. We've got Trenton Tharp. We've got Believe in Yourself. We got Fortnite News. Can you please repeat your opinion on pickup trucks, early 80s pickups? Early 80s Ford F-150s with the V8s. Just make sure you have big mountain tires on it. Doesn't need a lift kit, but wouldn't hurt. Trick and Tricky in the house. Chad Life, LFA 100K. Damn right. They still haven't sent me an email about the plaque yet, though. They said it usually takes 7 to 10 days, and it's been over 7 days now. Hopefully I get that email this weekend. William Pool Cleaner in the house. Wants a cheese booger. Good to see you here, William Pool Cleaner. Letting that beard grow. I'll trim it down when I get my hair cut. I'm a little shaggy all across the board right now. Everything is good and shaggy. It's, because I was going with the mohawk back like this last year or so. I had a mohawk, and when the sides got fairly long, I had to, trim it down because it was looking a little goofy. But now that I have more of a normal haircut, I can kind of let it grow a little bit. And I don't really prioritize trimming the beard down either. I don't really care. Maybe tomorrow I'll trim it down a bit, though. We've got Black Savant in the house. Pump and dump the like button. Nope, just keep pumping it. Don't dump it, just pump it. Treat it right, baby. Hit it once, don't hit it twice. Wait, that is pump and dump. Yeah, good one. I get it. Hit it once, but don't hit it twice. If you fuck a girl twice, it cancels out. It doesn't count anymore. Adriana Flowers in the house. Tube Stormer in the house. Enex Pay. Luis Peso. PNK. LFA, do you like to read books? If so, which ones? Not much of a reader. I think it makes you dorky when I'm just kidding. No, reading for me is something that is an informational thing. So I'll read like historic documents. I'll read even religious documents. I'll read things to study, but I don't typically pick up a book like for entertainment purposes or anything like that. Even if it's a book like 48 Laws of Power or something like that, I don't really see a benefit in reading that. I feel like you can go out there and experience the world, and some other dude can read that book 1,000 times and you can still fucking whoop him if you're better than him. So, people that read books for self-improvement, I'm not quite sure if they're actually improving their lives by doing it. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of like college. You take all those classes and you do all that learning and stuff. And then afterwards, you never really use anything that you learned unless you're a doctor or, something like that. But for the most part, I don't really see much of a point. 30D in the house, Equinox in the house, Garth in the house, Dylan back in the heezy for shizzle dizzle. So LFA, which hairstyle are we going with this time? Give me the Tulsa Smackdown. No, a lot of dudes say, don't let a woman cut your hair. Go to a barbershop that has a man in there. Cool, whatever. I go to a barbershop. It's all chicks. They take good care of me. And they give me an honest opinion. They say, well, does this look good on you or not? And they let me know how it looks. And I appreciate that. A woman's point of view of what you look like can really go a long way. Dudes don't really know what makes other dudes attractive, but women do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right. Billy Buffalo in the house. Also, rest in peace to Elvis Presley. I just heard he passed away. Rest in peace to Elvis Presley. He's no longer with us. Then you give her a nice pat on the bum. Yeah, for sure. Pat on the bum.
If you just go and you're like, I like you, I like you, I like you, I hope you like me too. Eventually, like, okay, fine, fuck it, I'll fuck this guy because I'm, bored, or because I haven't had it in a while, or because he's my best option for the night, right? You don't want that. You want it to be a situation where it's like, I fucking have to have this guy, right? So when you are potentially giving an emotional spike or giving a girl shit or giving a girl a hard time, don't think of it like you're being mean to her. Think of it like you are giving her an experience. You're giving her a complete seduction experience, not a like half-assed cheap seduction experience. You in your mind, it's like you want to go from meeting them to sex to perfect relationship without them ever having a negative emotion at any point, right? And that's not, number one, it would be very, very hard to do. But number two, it's not even ideal. Okay. It would actually suck. Okay. It would not be good game if that were to happen. It's like if you're watching a movie. Do you want a movie where there's no tension and no bad guy and nothing happens? It's a boring fucking movie. No one wants to watch that movie. Right. And there's no resolution at the end, and there's no
I've always kind of thought Todd V was an interesting character. Never had any problems with him. As an individual, as a person in particular, but this fucking advice that these dudes give, like these pickup artist types, is just so like, they don't realize that it's run its course. The world has moved on. Nobody is watching this shit and being like, wow, fucking this stuff is really making my dating life better. Dudes meet chicks. They fucking talk to them. They start texting back and forth. They start fucking. The woman catches emotions and she goes a little bit crazy, and you fucking either deal with her shit or you leave. That's a relationship, guys. And if you want the relationship, you're going to fucking probably gain weight because she's going to want to eat out all the time or order food all the time or cook all the time. Nights are going to be kind of boring sometimes because she wants to fucking spend time and watch movies and shit like that. You can't just fucking go take a hike and be in nature and hang out with your fucking buddies every night. Just fucking bitch. Taking all your time. That's a relationship. It's not like, I would like to manipulate her emotions today. I would like to find a way to twist positive and negative emotions to give her quite the experience to make her like me. Title of this video is How to Make a Woman Obsessed with You, by the way. If you want to make a woman obsessed with you, just talk to her. You know, actually, you know, it's kind of sad to say, and it's kind of pointless to even say this, but if you want to make a woman obsessed with you, talk to her, get to know her, and get over her. It's like snap out of it, like no longer be like, whoa, hold on. This was a bad idea. I don't really like this girl that much. I think I want to go live my life. Well, you've awoken this woman's emotions, awoken her emotions. And now she likes you a lot, and you dipped the fuck out. And that's how she gets obsessed with you. If you didn't dip the fuck out and you liked her as much as she likes you, you just have a normal relationship, and vice versa. You meet a girl and you start to like her and she dips the fuck out, you're going to be obsessed with her. It's unfortunate, but it's the way the human mind works. So don't invest too much in one chick. You know, let it unfold naturally. Anyways, I want to hear what else he has to say.
There's no big climax at the end of that because there's nothing to climax from. Okay. Same thing with game. If there is no tension and no negative spikes, the game kind of sucks. It's very flat. It's very boring. It's very dull. Number one, I want to balance the positive and negative spikes, right? Because I need to escalate. Normally when I'm escalating, that shows interest, right? Because being physical with you, moving forward, moving things towards sex shows interest. If I show too much interest, I'm obvious, I'm low value, I give my power away. Having the negative spikes allows me to escalate without giving my power away. So that's part of it, is that you need the negative spikes to balance out the inherent positive that's created by escalating. The second thing that negative spikes do, though, is it keeps the girl on her toes. It makes her not know she can have you, right? And that tension is really, really good because people value what they worked for. If something's given to you easily, you either despise it, distrust it, devalue it. If you have to work for something.
This is a good sales pitch. And no disrespect to Todd V, by the way. No flamingo. Seems like an all right guy. Compared to some of the dudes in the manosphere, he seems like an all right guy. But every good relationship I've ever had, every good friendship I've ever had, it's happened so easy. Like you just couldn't predict that it would be so freaking easy. It's like, wow, me and this person just fucking get each other. We fit each other. It just fucking works. There's never been like a time when it's like, I'm going to pretend like I don't like her and get her to chase me a little bit. And there's a lot of women that do that to men, by the way. Men that do that to women. There's a reason why they call it game. And there's a difference between game, like the way black dudes in the manosphere use it. When black dudes in the manosphere, like Mr. Lucario or somebody like that, when they're talking about game, they mean like who you are as a man. So like when Lucario says game, he's saying like game is who you are. That's your identity. That's who you are as a man. That's game. But when pickup artists use the term game, they literally mean mind games, playing games with somebody's head, playing games. And that's why they say things like, he's saying like manipulate the emotions, give her like a positive emotion and a negative emotion. I mean, that shit is going to work itself out anyways. Like you're going to have arguments and disagreements. You're going to have fights. You're going to have makeup sex. You're going to have like probably breakups even. Like even if you have a good relationship, there's going to be like drunken nights when you're out partying and shit or whatever. And it's like, shit just fucking happens and you dump the chick or she dumps you or whatever the fuck. And then you get back together and you make up. Like that's a relationship. Those ups and downs happen naturally. You should never have to, and you should never intentionally drop those ups and downs into it. You should do your best to keep it at a normal relationship because it's going to have its ups and downs anyways. Now, if you're talking about sex, that's a different story. Just to be honest with you, I do think, especially the way you talk to a woman, because I think he's talking about the way you talk and the way you display emotions or display your feelings or your communications, you could say. That's what he's talking about. When you're fucking a girl, it is good to switch up from pulling her hair and calling her a whore, telling her she's a dirty whore, and then telling her you love her and she's beautiful, then she's just a fucking dirty fucking slut. And you can mix it up. It's like these different mix-ups, right? And that's good. That's good to do that. But what he's talking about is pretend like you don't like her to get her to pursue you a little bit more. And then, dangle the carrot, feed her a little bit, and then pull back and pull away. That's the type of shit that if women do that to you, it might, it doesn't create a genuine desire. It just creates a toxic environment that for some reason becomes like a drug that pulls you in, but it's not what you want. That's what you want to avoid. And it's sad that these guys teach this, but it's what sells. And it sells because the people buying the product are incels. Incels that haven't been black-pilled yet, I should say. They haven't been red-pilled. They haven't been black-pilled. They haven't been anything. They're just naive incels. So desperate to get laid that they'll pay whatever top dollar price they have to make this shit happen.
Then you value it. Right? In fact, if someone gave you something really, really nice, for free with no effort, you'd probably be like, what's the catch? I don't trust this. It must not be as good as I thought it was.
No, complete opposite. If I'm talking to a girl, and I want everybody to understand this, for anybody out there that may watch that type of content, what I want you to understand is if you meet a woman and you're going out and you think things are progressing and it might become a relationship, if you suspect that she doesn't like you or you're unsure if she's fully invested in that shit, leave her. And women too. If you're not sure that guy is all in, if you're just confused, does this guy, what's going on here? She loves me not type deal. If that's what you're experiencing, leave. And maybe they're playing a game. And if they are, they're going to come back for sure and wonder what happened, and tell them you don't put up with that shit. Be an adult. If it wasn't for the internet, we would never even know this stuff exists. But look, I could say personally, if I'm with a woman and I'm not 100% sure if she is fully invested, my attraction to her goes down. And what did he say there? What's the catch? What's wrong with this product? No. If I'm talking to a girl and she pulls back, in my head, now I'm thinking, what's wrong with this product? It's we were about to do this and now the energy's changed. Must be something wrong with the product, right? And women should think the same thing about men. It's what's he hiding? What's this guy's secret? Why is he so afraid of commitment? What's going on here? What's wrong with this dude? If you're looking for a relationship, that's how you should view it. You shouldn't play mind games to try to manipulate it.
Exactly. So it's establishing that little bit of selectivity around it, or that little bit of she had to earn it. She has to invest for it, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Right? And then finally, just on a almost a snap emotional level, people care a lot about social validation. We grew up in small tribes where having the approval of our peers was literally a matter of life and death. So someone disapproving of you has an immediate knee-jerk reaction of, oh, I want to make them approve of me again. The negatives are necessary. Without the negatives, the positives are not very meaningful, right? So when you are potentially giving an emotional spike or giving a girl shit or giving a girl a hard time, don't think of it like you're being mean to her. Think of it like you are giving her an experience. You're giving her a complete seduction experience, not a like half-assed cheap seduction experience. Does that make sense? Right? Because you guys both got to watch me do.
Now, this is something I see Master Yoda in the chat, and Black Pillars are aware of this. This is something they get right. This is something they 100% get right. And it's something that, a lot of guys don't fully understand, and a lot of pickup artist types, they push. I'm not sure if they believe what they say, but they go with it. But you can't force attraction. You can't. I mean, you can, I guess, in some ways, like create attraction, but you can't force genuine desire. And that's what's lacking. If you have to do all of this shit and take all of these extra steps to keep a woman interested in you, she doesn't want to be with you. She doesn't like you that much. And if you're not getting a positive reaction from a woman, then, pretending like you don't like her and then acting like you do like her, and spikes in negative and positive emotions and whatnot, it's not really going to change much.
Do some sets close up, right? You actually literally both got to see me talk to a girl who ended up like basically pulling. I don't know if you guys know that the other girl like freaking called me up at 4 a.m. The other freaking the girl that we talked to for a while at the bar, she like called me up to hang out at like 4 a.m. and shit like that too. So you guys both got to see a girl that was like very into me and very willing to go home with me, and how I talked to her and how I escalate with her and that kind of stuff. Okay. You both got to see that. In both those cases, hopefully you noticed, when I give the girl a negative spike, when I give the girl shit, when I'm mean to the girl, not mean, you know what I mean? Not being mean, but giving a girl a negative spike, the look on their face of like how that's when they get like the most turned on. And that's when they react and start touching me and all that kind of stuff. Right.
Guaranteed. And I've seen this happen a fucking million gazillion times. Dudes that do what he's telling you to do will get girlfriends. They'll meet women. They'll hook up with women. But it doesn't take long. Months, maybe a couple years max, before she leaves him out of spite, usually for a much more physically attractive man, taller man. Like I'm pretty sure she fucking plans that shit. And then shows off and brags about how good this other guy treats her. She no longer has to deal with a scumbag, no longer has to deal with a slime ball. Now she gets to deal with a real man, an authentic man that knows he's attractive, that knows he gets her aroused, that gets genuine desire from her, and doesn't have to do all of this goofy shit.
That's when you see those big reactions. It's not when I give them a compliment. It's when I give them shit. It's when I give them a hard time. It's when I tease them, right? They like that. It turns them on. It is arousing for them, okay? So I want you to realize that, because you have this idea of, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to do negative or whatever because you're trying to be too nice. No negative emotions. Negative emotions are necessary. People go on roller coasters and have a negative emotion of feel.
Yes, but the kind of negative emotions he's talking about aren't the kind of negative emotions that women really want. Okay, I shouldn't say that women really want. I should say the type that actually work. So imagine you have a guy. I'm just going to give you an example. Imagine you have a guy that's like 6'4", giga chad, handsome as hell, cool, calm, relaxed, kind, nice guy, makes good money, very respectful to women. And she's dating him. And he gets up to go to the restroom. They're at a restaurant. Gets up to go to a restroom. And another girl runs over and tries talking to him while he's going to the restroom. That's the emotional spike, the natural emotional spike that will make a woman more attracted to you. the shit when it just happens, when you're not planning it, you're not trying to do it, but you know, you're a guy that doesn't have to, you have to go out of your way to try to not make yourself pre-selected. You have to go out of your way to try to not make these spikes, these emotional spikes happen, but they just happen because her genuine desire for you is so high, her attraction to you is so high that she freaks out at the thought of losing you. And, you know, things like that happen. But that's the type of emotional up and down that will actually turn a woman on and make her obsessed. You can't just be like some fucking clown that, you know, she's not really even that attracted to, and then expect to like tease her and like play these little games and be like cocky funny and stuff and expect it to work. Not really. It'll get you only so far.
Feeling like they're about to die because it's exciting for them. Okay, negative emotions are part of the human experience. They make it relevant. They make it fun. People want that shit. You need to get that in your head because yeah, it's just too fucking boring if not. And you're going to be getting lucky or hoping to get lucky. As in, if you just go and you're like, I like you, I like you, I like you, I hope you like me too. Eventually, like, okay, fine, fuck it, I'll fuck this guy because I'm, you know, bored or because, you know, I haven't had it in a while or because he's my best option for the night, right? You don't want that. You want it to be a situation where I was like, I fucking have to have this guy. Like, I will pursue this guy. I will go out of my way for this guy. I will get obsessed by this guy. That's what you want to be. You want to be the guy she can get obsessed over. And she gets obsessed over like the negative spikes. Have you ever had it where you really like a girl and you text her and she doesn't text you back and you start obsessing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a negative. Her not texting back is a negative. Sure. The negative is what caused you to start obsessing. Okay, it's the same thing for girls. Okay, so
yeah, but that creates a bizarre addiction. It creates a withdrawal. You know, it creates a negative emotion, and you start freaking out and panicking or whatever, like some guys do. And it's completely unnecessary. If the two of you like each other, you're attracted to each other, you want a relationship with each other, don't do it. Absolutely do not do it. And if you're planning on using this strategy to try to create some form of a long-term relationship, just fucking don't. It's going to be a disaster. You know, we already know the statistics of divorce rates. We already know how family court ends up going most of the time. Don't pursue something long-term if there's not genuine desire. If you have to use these silly fucking games, just don't do it. Read between the lines. The medium is the message. Understand that and move along.
You need to understand what role the negative spikes play and understand that when you give a negative spike, you're not being an asshole. You're not being mean. You're just giving a full experience. All right. And you're being playful. Like flirting and teasing is part of a relationship. I'm sure when you've had girlfriends in the past, you flirt and tease with your girlfriends, right? So it's just that same thing. Okay. But you need to absolutely have more of that. And then ironic, I'm saying this is someone in sales, you need to be a closer. Right. And number one, that means you need to ask for the close at the end, whether that is, let's go grab a drink, let's go to the next place, let's get a number, whatever. But even beyond the asking for the close at the end, you need to structure the interaction in such a way that it's going to make sense when you ask for the close. So you should be planning the eventual close from the first minute.
This is like, this type of advice is how supervillains in movies like the Joker and Batman, you know, like the bad characters, this is how they become evil. Because, you know, they like ask a girl out, or they spend all of this time trying to attract and appeal to a woman, and they finally get her attention. And then some like genuine, authentic guy just kind of effortlessly comes in and takes her away. And that's when he's like, you know, character change. I'm tired of being bullied. It's time to pay the world back for my misfortunes. Like that's what these guys create.
Right? You're having an interaction that is man to woman, and therefore it makes sense to close. You're having an interaction where at first you didn't seem to, you know, you're giving her some shit, but then she says things and you respect them and you're won over by them. So then it makes sense that she earned the phone number or earned the instant date when you take her on the instant date or take her home or whatever.
I'll give it a pass for entertainment value. Trash or pass? Pass. Todd V gets a pass. Entertaining. Good advice? I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't suggest you use it. Entertaining? You betcha. LFA, American Women and Tender. What are you talking about? What do you mean by American Women and Tender? I guess we can go into the opposite end of that spectrum.
You know what? I finally realized now. I finally realized it, man. The reason why I'm this old with no girlfriend, really no friends. Well, let's go back to the time I was in, I would say till I was about 10 years old in elementary school. Make it short, I was told that I was, ugly from people. So people told me that in the past. So basically, to sum it all up, um, the females my whole life, especially in school, from the time I was little, they didn't really want nothing to do with me because of the way I looked. They didn't like the way, they thought I was unattractive, my genetic features. And the dudes, they didn't want to, the fellas, they didn't want to hang around me.
You know, you want to encourage guys like this, but at the same time, you want to hear out their story because he seems like he has a pretty positive attitude, right? Like he doesn't seem like he's the type of guy that's trying to cause any harm to anybody. He's not like, he's not like bothering and harassing women and doing whatever he can to like make sexual advances. He just seems like a pretty calm guy that's kind of, considers himself to not be very attractive. So he just kind of falls back and he talks honestly about his experience. Like that's like a good, genuine personality. I think, I don't think he should be so hard on himself. He looks pretty normal, to be honest with you.
Because of the fact that I didn't get women. I wasn't successful at getting women. So the men didn't want to be around. The men didn't want to be friends with me or hang with me because I wasn't successful with women, and the women didn't want to be with me because of the fact that they didn't like my genetic features. They didn't find me attractive. They didn't find me appealing. So it all. So I guess that's why I'm 27 years old and I have no friends. Ain't no girlfriend either. Single. I realize it now. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all have a good one. Bye bye.
Good stuff. Give him a pass as well, but for different reasons. I want to see if this guy has anything else like that. Holy shit. Working as a sub 5. I got to see this. I'm sorry. This just sounds like a funny title. Working as a sub 5. That's the video title.
I swear, working really like being around people like being around people when you're considered an unattractive guy, it got to be the worst thing in the world, bro. Like, well, one of the worst things in the world. I hate it, man. Like working working like a regular 9 to 5 as a sub 5. A sub 5 got to be, you know what I'm saying, it's horrible. Like just being around people, period. When you
All right. I think low key, I just think he's just looking for excuses to not have to work. He, he said working as a sub 5. I mean, basically, just going to work as a sub 5. So
people consider you unattractive, like it's bad because like they single you out a lot. They single you out a lot. They nitpick everything you do, and they attack you, whether it's verbally. Sometimes they attack you, whether it's verbally. You know, sometimes even physically. But like I've been through some situations where like I remember when I was 20 years old. I was working at a restaurant. I was 20, and I was young then. I was 20 years old, and I remember it was this it was this manager that I had that I was being a dishwasher at the time. One of the worst jobs I ever done. I hated being a dishwasher, but I remember one of the managers told me, he was like, "Did I ever tell you that I don't like you sometimes?" He just like us like he just randomly told me that out of the blue, like it was on his mind. So he just told me that. I've never done anything to him. I've never said anything he didn't like or said anything that made him, offended. He just felt the need to tell me that. I don't know. I mean, I used to laugh.
I don't know. I think I'm calling cap on that one. I mean, maybe this did happen, but I think he's making this shit up. I couldn't imagine a manager just looking at you and saying, "Hey, I ever tell you that I don't like you very much?" Oh, just based on your looks. That's crazy. Imagine if you're working at a restaurant and you're washing dishes and the manager just walks back there and walks right up to you, just kind of walks right up on you, says, "Hey, I ever tell you that I don't like you very much?" And then he just walks away. That'd be so crazy.
Laugh and joke a lot, but like I was never like the type that clown people, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, or pick on people. So I'm confused as why he felt the need to tell me that he don't like me sometimes. I ain't never done shit to this man. But that's just like I think yesterday what made me bring this video up. Like yesterday, I walked out of my job early. I called them and told them what happened, but it was a situation that because I work at a warehouse, and one of I do assembly line work, and one of the line leaders that I work with, it's like the line leader, he kept singling me out. Like, say for instance, right, you have you have a man and a female talking, you know what I'm saying, and shit ain't really getting done, but they don't say shit to them, but when you may laugh and joke or something, and then you get blamed for why production not getting done because you sitting there talking, or you sitting there not moving as fast as I could be. Situations like that. Like I said, they single you out. They point you out, and they they nitpick everything you do. And I was kind of being blamed for the reason why stuff wasn't going, but we were short on staff anyway, and I got
This guy, low key, he's very kind of wholesome and almost refreshing in a way. because of all the things that he could view that's causing this to happen, to be like mistreated at work or something. I mean, he could make it a racial issue. He could make it like whatever, like, but he makes it it's because I'm a sub 5 in looks, and all these handsome people out here, all these good looking folks out here, you know, they kind of just let them slide and blame me for everything. It's wholesome and funny. Like you gotta respect this guy. A very likable character.
I moved to that land I was forced to go to. I didn't even want to go to that shit. You know, nobody don't like going over to that particular line. And I remember when I came there one morning, a few days ago, and he told me that I needed to go do the operation. You know, at the end of the I needed to operate the line at the end. And I'm telling him, like, you don't see all these other people here? And he was like, yeah, but they new to the line. Like, you ain't really new. I'm like, motherfucker, I am new to this line. Like, I might not be new working at this building. I'm not gonna be new working here, but shit, I ain't never done that shit either. What the fuck you single me out for? You got all these people here. Why you ain't, force them to go do that shit? But you made me do it. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. I had to walk out yesterday because of that shit. Cause it's like when you know how like how you fight, and like me, like I'm a real cool, calm person. I'm real peaceful, but it's like being that I went through certain situations in school, elementary, middle, and high school. It's like I I know when somebody giving me criticism, constructive criticism versus, put it like this, like I, when you a sub 5, and I'm pretty sure other sub 5s can relate. Like it's like when a motherfucker is picking on you. You know when somebody's trying you or they think you weak or something. So it's like when I get to that point, I'll be ready to kind of fight, to like, I guess, defend myself. I guess it's like a manhood thing. So I just walked off the line, and I told my other supervisor, and he tried to make it, he wasn't trying to hear it because he was trying to make me go back over there to the particular line, but I wasn't trying to hear it. So I just, walked out and called.
He said, but when you a sub 5, you just know when somebody's trying you. You know, you can just tell. When you a sub 5, you just know. This dude has the it factor for sure.
Called the company and told them about what happened. But I ain't gonna be there too long anyway, because I got a plan for myself. I'll share that plan later on when I accomplish it. I don't want to say it right now. But it's a plan that's gonna help me financially, I'm gonna move out my city and stuff. I'll talk about that in another video. Yeah, reason why I hate working a 9 to 5 as a unattractive guy, or a guy that people consider unattractive. All right, see you later. See you guys later. It's your boy Trey coming through with another video.
Why I hate working a job as a sub 5. I think everything that he explained is just stuff that we all kind of go through. We're going to bring the callers on here in just a second, but real quick, Dylan, are you still out there? You know, you were talking about ASMR, and I know you got a thing for those Spanish girls. I'm going to play just a couple seconds of ASMR for you here, just the opening of this girl's video.
Hola, chula. My name is Kai, and if you're anything like me, or 73% of Americans ages 18 to 40, you're probably...
There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. I will send the link to her channel so you can play that as you're going to bed at night. PK and Jace on the case. What's going on?
Not much, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Hey, LFA, did I ever tell you? I don't like you very much.
I get it all the time. As a sub 5, I just know when somebody's trying to try me.
Same. It's me saying sub 5. It's just, you just know, you feel it. It's like they don't want to say it, but it's like, hey, you can't fool me. as a sub 5, this is our curse. Is we live this life.
Damn right.
Yeah, right. No, but I mean, honestly, like when you see me, I'm not like the best looking guy, but I've been called attractive plenty of times. But it's like, yeah, I mean, there is something that plays into that, you know. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, people like being around good-looking people, even if they don't really know what they're talking about, or are very competent. But it's definitely a big thing. Like, there's a lot of promotions or a lot of jobs.
Hey, I think your headphones are picking up the microphone and the I think they're the audio and the microphone. It's not coming in very good.
What about now? Let me try. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, it's like the wind is just as loud as the voice, though.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to go somewhere where it's not too many things I'm talking. Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. I'll stay muted all the time.
I'm gonna seek shelter.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit bad for that second caller that you were displaying, actually. It's like, I don't like to kick people while they're down, and it's kind of brave of them to share that experience, and usually they get met with a lot of harsh criticism.
Yeah.
It's like they're already kind of feeling bad. I think it's fun for people to just find an easy target.
Sometimes, yeah. Real quick, Raging Tomato says, I notice a lot of dudes started walking outside while streaming on LFA. Is there going to be a new fad of men walking outside holding their phones up now? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a reason why I quit doing it. I was just gonna keep doing that. Like I did it for like 4 months straight, like 2 videos a week. But some of my neighbors and some of the people around the neighborhood were talking about it, and they didn't like it too much. And I would, I had my time in the evening, like just as I like the coloring when the sun is starting to go down. Like it's not dark, it's still pretty light out, but the sun's starting to go down, and it was just like the perfect lighting to make the video. So I would do it at like the same time every evening, and they would all be like not all of them, but a lot of people would be like watching and like waiting and asking me questions. And I would stop and explain to them, like, look, I've got the background all blurred out. I've got, everything is private. Nobody can see what's going on here. None of your license plates or addresses are going to be on the internet. And like, they kind of understood, but they were still always watching and curious, and it was just a pain in the ass. So I stopped. But yeah, I'll figure out somewhere else to walk. There is a high school track, but I mean, that's like a spot for internet trolls to fucking, I don't know. I'll find a spot. I'll go hiking or something.
Herbs, or helps you gather your thoughts when you are moving around.
What's that?
It helps kind of ease your nerves a little bit when you're walking and talking. Like if you have conference calls, I notice I feel a lot better about the conference call or these high pressure conversations when I am walking around outside. It just really helps.
Yeah, I was definitely much more myself when I was walking and talking. Like I was just literally able to be myself and express myself the way I would normally express myself in a conversation with people. Whereas I don't know, it's like there's varying degrees. When I make a pre-recorded video inside, I feel like a news reporter. So it's like my whole presentation is like, what's up, brothers? Hope everybody's doing well out there. In today's video, I'm going to talk about XYZ. And, and then it's like, it's so forced and fake. When I'm out in the brick wall, it's quite a bit better because I'm kind of chilling. But when I'm walking, it's like just totally normal. You know, it's a different story. We're hearing some noise still. I gotta mute it, Jace. If you have any background noise at all, you've got to be muted unless you're talking, because your background noise automatically mutes our mics. It drowns them out and nobody can hear what we're saying.
Yeah, well, I'm in a building right now, so I don't think there's background noise on my end anymore.
Okay. Carrie Sontag.
Hey guys, I've got some.
Wait,
I don't know if you
Carrie,
heard
is
this.
that, is that your? Hold on. Carrie, is that your last name, Sontak?
Yeah. Yes. So it means
Oh, nice.
it.
Sunday
It means
in German.
well, mine has one N in it. Two N's is actually how it's pronounced, but it does mean Sunday. Montag is Monday, but in all reality,
Yes.
my grandparents are from Romania and Russia, so I don't know how I got a German last name, but who knows? But anyway, I have. Okay, LFA, can you just give me the little floor for a few minutes to
Sure.
tell? First of all, I want to tell a very interesting. I'm a little loopy now because I had to take a Xanax and some edibles, and I had to smoke some weed, and I'll tell you why I did that. And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you a story that LFA might have heard already, and there's a video on it from the person who it happened to, but I don't want to go into that yet. And I know people in the chat or future listeners may not have heard this. Okay, so here's the weird thing that happened to me. You know, I've lived out in this area for like 20 years before I moved from Orange County. And so what happened was my brother's an attorney, but he handles real estate attorney stuff for me in Orange County. So I have an attorney who's like 53 years old. Last 20 years, he's been my attorney. So this guy lives in a community. It's weird. It's called the Thermal Club, where they basically have like a 3-mile racetrack around that thing. Okay, and this guy, he's like 52, 53. I've known him like 20 years, like I said, and he has like 3 cars. He's got like he collects cars. So you know, he's got a Lamborghini, a Countach. I mean, this guy's a millionaire. He's got money. So here's my point. So I've driven in the past. He's had this 1990 Countach. Like if you bought one today, would it be like 750K? He bought this one for like it was 1990. He bought it in 2000. And I think he paid like 300 grand for it. And it's only got like 40,000 miles on it. He barely drives it. So, and I've driven it before, but never more than like 100 or something, right? And he's driven me up to like 140, whatever. So here's the quick point I'm going to make. Earlier today, I don't know if this was a wise move or not. Like I said, he lives basically, he's got, and it's it's his second home. He's got another home up in Northern California. So he lives basically in one of the only communities in probably America where you literally have a 3-mile racetrack and homes are around there. And instead of belonging to a golf membership, you belong to that. And literally you can drive your cars 220, 230 on it if you can. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those kind of things. So anyway, so he convinced me, you know, I was talking to him during the Super Bowl game, and somehow he goes, you know, you've never really driven with me on the racetrack out there, because he's offered me, and I was always say, I don't know if I want to, because I know he's a good driver, but I know this guy gonna drive like top speed on that thing, and in that car it's like 190 or something, right? So anyway, earlier today he convinced me, and I had to take a Xanax, but yeah, this guy, like I said, you know, he's a good driver, you know, he knows what he's doing. He literally had his car going, I mean, we must have been going 185 around this track, not through the curves, but top speed 185. So if I seem a little loopy, that's why. But yeah, it's a weird community where you literally have you could literally drive out your driveway, and then, or no, the race cars are kept at a separate area, and then or it depends. You can keep them in your driveway. It depends how many cars you have. If you have like more than 2 cars, they can even store your cars if you have 10 cars. It's a weird community. It's like on 500 acres. The whole oval is like 3.2 mile. No, it's like 3.2 miles. It's big. So yeah, they got guys out there. So this is what it is. It's for rich people who have these, supercars. It's for rich guys that want to drive, 220, 200, 180, because you can't do it on a fucking California highway without getting busted. Most I've gone is about 145. So here, if you belong to this, and you got to pay dues every month, you can literally drive. I think, I'm not saying, I think there's the maximum speed of 220. I think 220 is the maximum speed you can drive, but there's barriers set up, and they've never had the place has been there, like, I want to say 4 or 5 years, and there's never really been a bad crash, and because these guys know what they're doing. But yeah, so I'm going to say this. That's the last time I'm going to, and see, he lets me drive the car, on the freeway if I want, but, like I said, I'm not going to take it out on that road. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you guys that because it was a weird experience for me. But here's a weirder situation. How about this one? Now, I'm not saying anything that's gossip because he made a video of it. QB, Elevate, did you hear what happened to QB?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about playing that for a second.
Can I just preface that with another kind of few minutes, because I know QB and I'm not going to say anything negative about him, but I'm just going to
really quick.
Okay, it'll be really quick.
Before you go into that, I'm gonna pull up his video because I want everybody out there. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but just a couple of seconds of it. You can go over to his channel and watch it if you want.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you play the video first?
And I'm just gonna play a piece,
and then I'll make comments afterwards. How about that? Yeah. That's better.
I'm just gonna play it for a couple seconds.
Yeah. Carrie.
Yes. Brother, I love you.
I love you.
Woo. Hold on. We out here chilling. Paella colombiana. Ella Barranquilla colombiana.
They are love bombing him, guys. Excuse me, they're love bombing him. Yeah, I'll be quiet now.
What's cracking? It's your boy QB Passport Flexing coming to you back with another video. And today we're going to discuss the unfortunate situation how I was scoped and robbed by a Colombian girl off of Tinder. Did not need any medical treatment, nor was this the end for me in life. So I'm very humble about the situation. This is a life learning lesson. So let's get into the story.
All right, we'll leave that there. Yeah, later on, if you feel like watching a video, go check out QB Passport Flexing. I'm not going to play the whole thing here. He uploads content for a reason. He wants to get views, but that's interesting. What do you have to say, Carrie?
Well, basically, I'll just say real quickly, but so far I want you to play more of it. But basically, he did, like, I'll just say this, and then I'll be quiet, and I want you to play a little more of this, but here's the situation, and this is the honest God truth. You know me, I've been telling you, I think Tinder's dangerous to use in America, right? You can meet crazy women. Wait, in America, you may not meet women that rob you in a halfway decent city, but they could be crazy and do other shit. But down where he is, you're dealing, in other words, wait, if I think it's dangerous to use Tinder in America, then I think using Tinder in a South American country is super, super dangerous. Europe might be different. Now, here's another thing too. I think this didn't happen these girls were Colombian, and the biggest mistake was that he took 2 women back to his place. You never take 2 women anywhere, just 1 at the most, okay? But they were Colombian, and he was not in Colombia. He wasn't in Medellin. He was Medellin. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. He was basically in Ecuador, okay? So now, There are Colombian women in Ecuador. Let me make a point, guys. Ecuador is a country where literally Ecuador is almost like America in the sense that if you have a Colombian passport, you can go to Ecuador. If you have a Chilean passport, a Paraguay passport, Ecuador is one of those countries that treats all these. Ecuador pretty much takes any other South American person in. If you, as an American, you need a passport, though. Here's my point. Okay, like he makes a point in the film to his video that these were Colombian women in Ecuador, so he felt safe with them for some reason because they were in Ecuador. Guys, let me make a point here. If you're going on Tinder and you're even looking for a woman in Ecuador, and not even if you're looking on Tinder for just an Ecuadorian woman and you're American, and you're not even looking for a Colombian, and you're actually looking for an Ecuadorian woman in Ecuador, guess what? The chances of the same thing happening might be a little less, but it can still happen.
Carrie, all you got to do is sum that up by saying if you're meeting with strangers on Tinder, just understand shit can happen. They can put something in your drink. Things can go on. And by the way, it doesn't have to be with people at Tinder. It could be at a nightclub. You could be hanging around people you don't know. It's basically, it comes down to don't take candy from strangers. We all know this, right? And one thing can lead to another when, like I know what QB does and what a lot of those guys do. And I know dudes that go to Thailand and they go, to all these different places to hook up with foreign chicks for whatever reason. I don't know. But, when you're living that life, you are going to hook up with strangers on a regular basis. You don't really know who's doing what. But just understand that there is risk to that lifestyle. And I mean, come on, let's face it. Even if you're somebody that's on your P's and Q's, you're aware that these things happen, you're kind of smart and you're filtering people out. After you have a few drinks, few shots, after you start get a little buzz going on and shit, you don't really think things through that often. Like everybody says they don't drink and drive, but then after 10 beers, they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm barely buzzing. Then they get in the car and they get a fucking DUI, right? I mean,
okay. You know what? Okay, maybe I'm old school, but this is, I think, how a smart guy plays it. At least me personally. Phil Brad says Spicoli is lost. No, I'm smart. I was ahead of the curve. When I travel, even today, but not so much.
Carrie, don't let him distract you. You're about to make a point. Go straight.
Here's my point. My point is, guys, if you want to avoid all this stuff, instead of going to a place like Amsterdam or Germany or Switzerland or Australia, where escorts are legal, I think it's a lot Master Yoda would agree, and I would agree. If you're going to a foreign country and you really want to get laid, it's a hell of a lot easier and safer just to go to the red light district in one of these places, pay some chick $100 US, $200 US for a fuck. She's clean, she's been tested, and she could be, and you can pick what you want, the hottest one, and you're out in an hour. You don't have to sit there and worry about any kind of Me Too shit or any kind of just anything. You don't have to worry about being robbed. You don't have to being about drugs, and you're just in and out, and that's a lot better. And I'm going to be honest with you too. The reality is these guys who have lately been going down there, and the reality is this.
Here, we got to make points. Like this whole thing.
Sorry, I'm going to be quiet. But you see my point?
Yeah,
let's focus on what happened to him. He was drugged and robbed. Can you play a little more of that video, LFA? It's pretty useful.
I don't want to play too much of it because one, I don't know if it's I don't know. It's kind of a weird subject about
No, but you're doing a public service, and he made this because he doesn't care if the word is spread, because this warns other guys.
Ecuador, a new place that I've never been to. I've been to Guayaquil, had great moments, great experiences there, meeting women in person and via dating app. Quinto was the first time that I ever visited the city, which is very beautiful. I met a Colombian girl off of Tinder the second night that I arrived to the city. We went to a bar. She brought her cousin. We had a few drinks. We went to my place. And then unfortunately, I was.
Excuse me, Elephant. Everything he's saying is a mistake. Everything he says, do not do. And he's going to go to that. Whatever he's saying, 2 women over, do not do. Just listen to him. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to mute myself.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. We don't have to listen to it anymore because he's already said everything that he had to say. I mean, he's going to go on and on in details, but so what he did is he met a girl off of Tinder, and this girl wanted to bring her friend along with her, and that might seem kind of weird to you Americanos. Like you guys might think, well, a date, it's like it's just me and her. That's how we do it.
Was he planning a threesome?
No, Gary, you got.
I'm going to mic myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Latinas, it's very normal, especially in South American countries, for a girl to bring her friend along, or even like you might be hanging out with her brothers and sisters. Like it's normal to have other people around. Like you'll meet with a chick, and it seems like a date, but like her family is there, like her friends are there, or something like that. Very normal in that culture. So he meets one girl and she's bringing her friend along. So nothing wrong with that, right? 2 hot chicks. So that'd be kind of cool, right? You're partying, you're getting drunk with 2 hot chicks. So they're drinking. They have a couple of drinks. He's starting to get a good buzz going on. And one of the girls hands him a shot. He takes the shot and he passes out. There was something in there that made him fall asleep. And he got robbed. So thankfully he's safe and they didn't really harm him. They just robbed him. But if you're dealing with strangers like that and you're dealing with drugs and alcohol, you're partying, man, if you're taking a girl to your hotel, you got to check her bags. You got to you got to pretty much like have like a full on fucking security. What do you call it? Like frisk, checkup. Like these are strangers, especially if you don't even speak the same language as them. I 100% guarantee everybody that walks through that door at Fresh and Fit or the Whatever podcast or Michael Sartain podcast and Roller Tomasi. Well, maybe not them. They have like kind of classier women, but I guarantee you everybody that comes on the Fresh and Fit podcast, especially, guarantee you every single person gets their bags checked. They might even have metal detectors. They might have, full on security frisking people when they walk in. Why? Because you have celebrities. Not only are Myron and Fresh now celebrities, but they have actual celebrities on the show. And, you have to have like a high level of security just to let people in your apartment. So, you should definitely follow that same structure if you're letting strangers into your place. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
All right. Well, I like playing detective on this. Okay. He said he was drugged. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he also said, and I'm not making this up. He says in the video that basically he lost the equivalent of $10,000. He lost $7,000 that they took out of his account, a laptop, 2 cell phones. That adds up to about 10 grand, let's say. Here's my point. If they had drugged him in order for them to be able, in other words, if they drugged him with roofies or something that would just knock him out, that's going to put you into a deep sleep where even if they got your ATM card, your banking card, how the hell, they don't know the password. They don't know the 4-digit or whatever password to draw money out. So what these people do down there is to use that scopolamine stuff.
Yeah, I know. We don't have to go into details about that.
Okay. No, but it helps warn guys.
Right.
Guys.
So what
Do
it,
not
what it
use.
does, what
Yeah,
it does,
sorry.
what it does is it gets him so fucked up to where he doesn't know what's going on, and they can be like, "Hey, what's your password? What's this and that?"
Yep.
But by the way, everybody has iPhones now. All they would have to do is hold his phone up to his face, and they can get into everything.
Can I make one more quick point?
Sure.
I've never, in all the time that I've gone to Mexico, or my parents in the 70s would go to Acapulco when it was safe, and my dad used to take me to a place called Guamas, which is halfway down the Baja Peninsula. It's on the Baja Peninsula. It's on the other side, but it fronts onto the Baja, whatever they call it. It separates Baja Peninsula. Okay, so anyway, we go fishing in Guamas. Here's my point. I used to go, but we used to go in the 70s. We never, before the cartels really, Mexico was super safe and stuff. And personally, I've gone to Cancun.
It still is in most places.
I've never had trouble down there. So I don't want people to think Mexico is ultra dangerous, because honestly, I've been down there at least 25 times and I've never literally had trouble.
You just have to stay out of the wrong places.
Yeah. But that's just, this is a public announcement. Guys, I'm just going to make an announcement whether this is how I would be. Obviously at my age, I'm not looking to pick up women. And when I go to these countries, it's either business or I'm not to sightsee or visit. I'm not looking for women to fuck when I go to those countries. I could fuck women here. But here's my point. I think, guys, literally, if you want to play it safe, because realistically, unless you're going to live down there for 3-4 months, you're not going to find a wife.
That second sentence there, you should have never thrown that in there. You should have said, guys, if you want to play it safe, and then got straight to the point. But instead you said, guys, if you want to play it safe, unless you don't plan on going down there for several months, like some people want to go down, then sometimes you'll go on and on. Just
okay. Here's the point.
Straight into the point.
Wait, I'm going to sum it up this way. Pay for sex. It's better, safer, and smarter in these foreign countries. If you really want to get laid, to just, especially if it's legal, if prostitution is legal in those countries.
Hey, see, especially, and then that sentence should have just thrown that out there. Should have just left that off. You were about to hit the point hard, and it was about to have a solid impact, and you're about to educate the viewers, and everybody was about to be like, "Fuck yeah, Carrie's dropping bombs." But then you side railed onto a different subject.
I'm on Xanax. I'm on 200 milligrams of edibles, and I smoked a bunch of weed. So
understandable.
It's understandable, man. It's like a guy being drunk. It's like a guy being. I mean, I'm a little. So I'm gonna I just want to let me just smoke more weed, and I'm from my mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, and what you were saying was they should just go to the red light district. Well, and look, I know a lot of people that live in the Miami area that will go to strip clubs and they'll bang dime pieces for cheap prices. Like literally, like you can bang a fucking 9 out of 10 Cuban chick for like $120. And dudes will go down there and do that shit. Perfectly legal as far as I know down there. I'm not going to go on record saying it's legal in Florida, but I think it is. If not, then they just fucking nobody cares. But I know it's legal in Las Vegas. Wherever, I don't know. But it is what it is.
Can I make a point here real quick?
Sure.
Okay, it'll be real quick. Prostitution is not legal in Vegas. I know everybody thinks it is, but the reality is Las Vegas is in what's called Clark County. Clark County does not have legalized prostitution. The only counties that have it is the county where Reno is, and there's prostitution outside there. And if you want to actually get a legal prostitute, you have to drive 45 minutes like west into whatever county Pahrump is in. That's where they have Chicken Ranch and everything. But now, keep in mind, even though it's not legal, you could get an escort and you could do it. And it's such a low priority crime the cops will literally not do anything. So in a
Yeah.
sense,
Every
it
time
is legal.
every time I've went through Vegas, there's like literally like flyers of girls.
Oh yeah.
It's like the newspaper machines, but they got flyers with fucking girls on it.
Yeah, because the cops, even though technically it's legal, and technically even if they arrest these chicks, I know in California, I think Nevada the same. Like a chick who gets arrested first time for prostitution is a misdemeanor. It's maximum 6 months in jail, or like up to like a $5,000 or $10,000 fine. Most of the time, they let these chicks go with nothing. And so in Vegas, they don't ever.
Well,
Vegas
yeah,
will bug the streetwalkers,
it's
but
gonna
not the
be
escorts who go to the hotel room.
it's gonna be like a they want money. It's a tourist state. You know, if you go to jail in Miami, they want to let you out the next day. They just want you to pay them. That's all.
Believe me, yeah. You're right. And I'm not like 10 years ago, I was in jail. I'm not going to say why, because it's really nobody's business. But I was in jail in Miami, first Miami Beach jail, and then they moved me to the county jail in Miami, near downtown. And I was in jail for like 24 hours, just for. It wasn't any. It could have been something major, but I talked the cops down because I just was able to get lesser. The cops made it easier on me. They were cool. So I didn't have, I mean, but it was scary. So I've been 24 hours in their jail. But yeah, but you know what? I was in jail 24 hours in Orange County jail, like in the 80s, and Orange County in Santa Ana has all kind of gangbangers and stuff. I was scared shitless. I remember, I'll tell you this story real quick. There was this big Hispanic dude who was in a gang.
Gary, we have to we have to let other people talk too.
Okay, let me mic myself because I'm loopy right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Jace, have you talked to the girl in the sauna?
Oh, I do not have happy news for you. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, damn. What happened?
Well, I don't know. I went there yesterday and it was, in Valentine's Day and all that. And without expecting, I open up the door. Guess who's in there? And so,
yeah. What happened?
It was her and this elder Polynesian. Yeah, she's Polynesian as well. And so they were kind of small talking, I guess. And when I walked in there, part of me is like, oh, good. She gets to see how shredded I look right now. And I just made like this gesture of like, oh, sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Polynesian. Those are like Hawaiian chicks, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah. So there's a bit of a community here of them. And so the two of them were talking, and I said, oh, hope I'm not interrupting anything. And then I went and sat at the very end. And like the entire time, like not a word, not a glance, nothing. And she kind of promptly left even. So I guess my strategy of waiting for her to come say something, or, playing the safe and patient route was probably terrible.
Well, we tried to warn you.
Yeah. So did some of my teammates, friends and teammates. They were saying the same thing. They were kind of like, dude, why are you ignoring her? And I said, I'm not ignoring her. I'm just keeping my distance. I'm just being polite. I don't want to smother her or be one of those creeps. And they're like, yeah, but you're ignoring her. Chicks hate that. And I was just, no, trust me. I just don't want to be pushy. And maybe she took that as a little offensive.
Yeah, no, you should have just looked at her and said, it's really hot in here.
Well, that would have been a rejection of a different magnitude, I guess. But
no, it wouldn't have been.
No, you don't think so?
No, I think if you talked to her and you were just like cool and like fun to be around, then she would want to be around you more.
Yeah,
that's the way that goes typically.
Yeah, because a month ago, it's like what a difference a month can make or whatever. Because like last time I saw her there, we were talkative. She was asking questions. She was bubbly and giggly. This time, not a word, not a glance. And she kind of promptly left also. So I was just, jeez, that couldn't have gone much worse. I was excited for a second, and then, yeah, that faded fast.
Yeah. Leo Munoz says, be direct. If Leo saw her in the sauna, he'd go all in.
Well, what does he look like? Does that?
Why are you worried about what he looks like?
Well,
Doesn't matter.
if a 6-foot blue-eyed blonde with abs isn't going to impress her, well, how is he going to?
Energy, mate. Energy.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing.
visual. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Okay,
You want to impress her with your looks, whereas, sure, women are impressed with your looks from across the room, but once you get within a few feet from them, they need something else, and that something else is what you were lacking.
You can't say that from the first time I met her, because the first time I met her was, like I said, a night and day difference. A few weeks or almost a month can make.
Yeah, well, but those first two situations were that was when you had an outlet to make something happen, but you didn't make it happen, so it went away. So what caused all the difference was those two encounters.
I'm thinking maybe the reoccurrences where we would see each other in public, and I would just I was what I thought was being just respectful of the circumstance or respectful of the environment, I guess maybe was interpreted as a just a cold and negative body language, or like a maybe even a rejection at that. But I was having no part of it when my friends were telling me that. I was just not having it. So they were kind of giving me the same advice this panel was giving me.
Yeah, hold on real quick. I've got to salute Adam. He says, did I mention I'm on retention? Well, I tip my hat at you, sir.
Ditto. So am I.
Come on, man. You got to let me talk. You when you talk and I'm talking, you mute my mic. I tell you guys this every time. I tip my hat at you, and I thank you for that super chat, sir. All right. Yeah. So you talk to her, and I go over this interaction again. So you went in the sauna, and she was in there.
What, yesterday?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I just I got the chills or whatever yesterday and just felt like relaxing a little bit. And I opened the door, and I haven't seen her in there since quite a while now. I opened the door. She was in there with just one other older fella. And yeah, they were chatting, and I just sort of I just said, I hope I'm not interrupting anything, because they were chatting. And then I scooted to the very end just to stay out of the way. And yeah, I just noticed it was not like the last time, unfortunately.
Well, see, an older man that was less attractive than you stole her attention away.
Oh, yeah, because he's a friendly old fella.
Yeah. More social.
Yeah, he's just a friendly, harmless old fella. It's a little different than a, someone like myself. It's just a little different when a old, nice elder is just small talking with strangers.
Well, why don't you small talk?
Well, I thought I didn't want to interfere. I didn't, and also, like I said, like when her body language and her not acknowledging me, I just figured, well, I guess that's that.
Yeah.
I just felt a very polar opposite of the good vibes that were there last time.
Sarad says, and who's got the noise going on in the background? Not lying. All right.
Yeah, now the question is this does this dispel all the black pill beliefs, or does this prove the black pill beliefs?
What, the fact that you were better looking than these other guys and she rejected you and she's talking to the other guys?
Oh, just like it didn't work out in the end, despite, all the features kind of leaning in favor of me or whatever, like yet still losing her interest in some way. Or was it just not quite enough?
Hold on real quick. One more time. Tyler, I salute you and I tip my hat at you as well. Appreciate the super chat. Girlfriend didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day. Well, sir, you have two choices. Either fuck her throat or fuck her friends. All right.
Amen,
Anyway,
brother.
what's going on? Oh, hold on. Who all do we have on here? Trick and Tricky. What's going on, dude?
Yes, brother.
How you doing?
What's up, sir? Wagwan.
Bomboka!
Big man ting. LFA man. So so there was this lady I had like a funny encounter with, and I asked her if she wanted to go out for like something to drink, and she said yes. So gonna meet her tomorrow, and she's a black lady, so and she's a bit older than myself, so that's gonna be interesting to see, like, with that age experience. So I'm very, very excited right now.
Damn. Are you going to go out with her?
Yeah, tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
Nice.
So I'm a little, I don't know, I rarely get nervy on like dates. So I think it's because she's got like this, like, she's here like visiting, she's like checking out, she might move to Copenhagen. So I'm like, okay, I can show you around. So, but she was like very flirtatious, if I would say so.
Hell yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep it moving tomorrow and see, what's happening, because it's, in this day and age, it was easier back in the day just to go up, just to a pie and stuff like that, just get a ghost number, go on a date. But nowadays it's a bit more difficult. So yeah, so like when these rare occurrences happen, you just have to grab them.
You really think it's difficult? You think it's more difficult nowadays? I hear a lot of people say that, and I watch a lot of these videos explaining why it's so much more difficult. But I think women are pretty simple, really. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, because like, all right, so there's one of my friends, he's like, he's a bit more nervy like around women. So for him, it's like light years for him when he comes to like interaction. Now he's got an interaction with one, but it rarely happens for him where he's like, he compliments me and says it's much easier for you. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's, I mean, I don't really adjust these things, so maybe it's easier. I don't know, but for him, and when I heard other people, apparently it's very tough for them. But I've also like mentioned to you, I like to reserve manage. I don't like just to give it away for free. So like I don't know, like, but for some of my like mates, I can see it's definitely a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I think it varies from like person to person. Like some are just like some are just more fortunate than others, and some have to just like really put some effort into it. Like when I get to a stage where I'm like trying to put some effort into it, I'm like what am I doing? Like this used to come so easy, so I'm just gonna pull back a bit and see like what's gonna happen with the universe, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if you have to put a lot of effort into getting a woman's attention, it's probably not worth it.
Facts. Yeah, you know, and like it's just weird. Like when I see like there's also one of my other friends' friends. Like he was at a party the other week, and then I don't know, like he just you can just see the thirst is just taking over his whole being. I'm like, I think he would be more successful if he balanced out a bit. Like that's like one of these girls, like, but he was like in so many girls' faces. I'm like, they're just like giving him that like, oof, like I don't want to talk to you. Look, I'm just like, just. I didn't really get a chance to speak to him, but I was just thinking, like, I wish I told him like some things, but you know, I don't want to pull guys to the side and talk to them like a party. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to let them figure out themselves. Like, if they want to go and be creepy, fair enough. But yeah, they're gonna stack them some Legos.
Facts. Hey, Master Yoda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. G'day. G'day. How are you?
Well, doing well. What do you think, buddy?
With regards to QB really getting robbed of $10,000, that's unfortunate, and you know, I don't wish that upon anybody. But
yeah,
these passport bros or whatever Western guys, you don't want to go to Colombia. I mean, it's a very dangerous country. It's a very poor country, very dangerous. People are very desperate, and the last thing you want to do is flash your cash. It's crazy. It's you're putting a big target on your back for gold diggers and criminals. I've read of a few reports of Western guys getting killed. You know, because the people that are desperate, they don't care. You know, they need to eat, and if they see a rich Westerner flash their cash, they'll target you. I mean, look, if these passport bros want to get laid easily, just go to a safe country where sex work is legal. Okay, they might have to pay a bit more money, and they won't get robbed. I don't know what these guys are thinking when they're going to Colombia. I mean, of all countries, no, that's the last country in the world I want to go to.
Yeah, you know, and I would suggest, I wouldn't suggest that anybody be a trick, but I would imagine most women out there would hook up with you if you just like take them shopping or like do some shit for them and spend some money on them. Like, honestly, if you took a girl to the mall and spent $200 on her, she'd probably smash you.
Not about that.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest that, but I'm saying, but that would be like, that would be like soft prostitution in a legal way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think, not with my side three looks, but
real quick, yeah, well, I don't know. Real quick, let me shout out Neo Starling. Tip my hat at you, sir. I appreciate the super chat. He says, shout out to LFA and crew. Blessings to all of you. Be safe out there. Facts. Safety is the subject we're discussing right now.
LFA, are you suggesting that Master Yoda becomes a sugar daddy for some woman?
Well, he essentially already is, because he's been seeing the same chick for quite some time. But since it's legal there, they can just be very honest about it, and he can just throw her some cash and they'll do their thing. But in a place like there's sugar daddies where I live, and that stuff is all illegal. All that pay to play stuff is illegal here. But there's plenty of sugar daddies. You know, we have a high riser close to downtown where all the OnlyFans chicks and all the like, I don't know, like they still have escorts here, but they don't call themselves like sex workers or hookers. They call themselves like fucking companion. I don't know, some shit like that. But everybody knows what they are.
Is it legal?
Well, it's not illegal anywhere to pay a girl to go on a date with you. It's illegal to pay for sexual favors. So what they do in all the other states where it's illegal is they pay for the date and sex is not guaranteed necessarily, but it's just sort of implied.
Okay.
And well, yeah, but I mean, they have those here, but I don't know. There's probably plenty of guys that sugar daddy for them. Like they have the same escort that they'll see every week. And, you know, basically a chick that charges like $700 or $800, she can see one guy a week and that's $800 a week, you know, 2 guys a week. She's making some pretty good money.
Well, you want to hear? I'll just tell you a really brief, funny story. This was probably, it was kind of during COVID or like, it was about 2-3 years ago. And I needed somebody to be in one of my like EDM vids, right? I needed a girl, you know, so, you know, I didn't want to have to, normally I could cast somebody and get them from LA, but I just decided, you know, why don't I, you know, like you could always find us. I needed a really attractive chick. So I figured, you know, why not like look for an escort and whatever she charges me, because I was going to pay this chick a lot of, you know, more than, I was going to pay her more money than guys pay her to bang her. So anyway, so I meet this chick and her rate was like $600 an hour, but she was like, she was about 28. In my opinion, nobody's a 10, but this woman was like a 9.5. Plus, she had a good personality. So what happened was, I ultimately, I for some reason, I had her come out, and I paid her, and I was going to pay her. Here's the joke: I was going to pay her $1,000. Okay, but she, you know, only wanted like I ended up paying her $1,000 because I just needed her for a couple hours anyway. But I wasn't, you know, at my age, it was literally business. I wasn't planning on banging her or anything.
Harry, this could be 2 sentences. You could say I was going to pay her $1,000, then boom, hit right into the point.
Okay. Now my point is, I never had sex with her, but then afterwards, she told me, I'll just say this. She goes, in the future, she goes, you know, when she's out in Palm Springs area, she would like fuck me for, I think she said like $200 or $300 or something instead of 600. But so I've never called her since. But you know, if I wanted to fuck this 9 or 10, I could do it, Master Yoda, for like $200 or $300 when she's out here, because she comes out here like once every couple of weeks. But maybe I will one day. You know, I don't know. But that's the story there.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. And Master Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda was making a point. I didn't mean to stop him, but Yoda had the floor and he was in the middle of talking. Sorry, Yoda.
So with me, there's a couple of mature age ladies that I see, but they're only the ones I click with in the bedroom. There's a couple I see that I get along with really well, and that I'm regulars of. So I don't see exactly the same way every time, but I see the ones that I click with. There's about 4 or 5 that I see on a sort of semi-regular basis, and these are women that I click with in the bedroom and give me a good service, and you know, we get along very well. And Kerry mentioned a point about what you think he's going to pay $600 for a lady. That's a bit too much money. And look, just because she's younger and hotter doesn't mean she's going to be good in bed. Here in Australia, we have a website called Punter Planet, because here in Australia we call it John a punter. That's a guy who frequents prostitutes, and a lot of guys put up reviews. And there's been a lot of horror stories of men going to see young, hot-looking prostitutes who've given them a very bad service. Look, a lot of guys fall into this trap. They see a young, hot-looking woman. They think, oh, she's going to be good in bed. Not always. Sometimes the best-looking women, they absolutely suck in bed. Sorry, no pun intended. You're better off with an average woman or an older woman who knows what she's doing under the sheets, rather than some hot, young-looking woman who doesn't know what she's doing, like she's just hopeless.
Yeah. You know, hold on real quick.
Sorry,
I researched on something, because I know you guys were talking about one time about like reading their reviews and stuff, and there's like websites you can go to find out, you know, what they're like, I don't know, like their reviews, like if they get good reviews or bad reviews. Do you think there's a backdoor side of that where the escorts can review the men the customers?
Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. No, the reviews that I read, and actually I've put up some reviews myself of ladies I've seen. They're by the punter, not the sex worker. No.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
No, I've
you
seen
don't
it.
think you don't think they can save it by like your phone number or something and be like, yeah, like this dude was fat and sweaty, or this dude was like seemed like a cop, or some shit like that.
Well,
No,
it's not an issue.
LFA.
I was
There are
asking
websites.
Yoda.
Oh, sorry.
It's not an issue here because prostitution is legal here, and I go to brothels, and so that's not really an issue here. So.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be something like that here. I would think there would be. I don't know. Just because it's so sketchy around here. Ned.
Hello again.
How's it going?
It's going. I overheard you mentioning a bit earlier about how it's traditional for people in certain cultures to bring others along with them on dates. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I mean, so if it was a message to like American guys here, you know, if they were to go out with a girl from, let's say, like Mexico, it wouldn't be uncommon for her to bring like her brother and sister along with her, or a couple of best friends, or even first date being somewhere where you're meeting her parents and her family or some shit like that. Whereas with Americans, it's like the dude and the chick go out, have a drink, hook up, and have sex. It's just a different experience, you know?
Well, I had a bad experience. One time I met up someone and she brought her friend with her. And I was really disappointed. I felt really disrespected, and I had to talk with her about it later. And her and I ended up having a lot of problems, but I can tell you she was doing that she did that to fuck with me.
Did her friend pay the bill?
No.
Damn.
No.
You should have AMOG'd the friend and been like, so what's your job here, to pay the bills?
I wish I did that. Yeah, I didn't like the guy, but I mean, he was respectful and all, but it was completely unnecessary for her to bring him along.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would have immediately been like, get the fuck out. Like I would have immediately been like, fucking this date is off. I'm done.
I should have done that.
Facts.
And then if she texted me later, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'd be like, get the fuck off of my fucking phone line, bitch.
Yes.
Stop fucking texting me.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about it. That's pretty fucked up. Are you going to the hookah shop tonight?
Not tonight. I'm going to be getting some drinks with some friends, but I got to finally interact with the girl there at the lounge the other night.
Did you? What happened?
Well, I got there before she did. She ended up sitting next to me. And then when she was getting ready to leave, exchanged a few words, asked her a couple of questions. She ended up turning me down, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But I feel relieved that I got to talk to her at least.
Yeah, that's good. What'd you ask her?
Well, I asked her if it's true that she is into MMA fighting, because some of the guys there have told me that. And yeah, she trains. She's a trainer. She works at a couple of gyms in 2 different cities here.
Nice. Jeff Riggins says,
Yeah, and it was.
Jeff Riggins says, all good on the turn down. Charge it to the game, fam. Hey, it's part of the process,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward because she was getting up to leave, and after a couple sentences, she had nothing else to say to me. She walked away. So
that sucks. Well, surely there's going to be another chick in there every hour on the hour. So, but get your eyes.
I'll keep looking.
Get your eyes on another one.
Yes, sir.
And she's going to regret not taking that opportunity when she had the chance, bud.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Bottom left, Leon Colombo. What's going on?
I've watched your channel I probably discovered you back in 2019. I'm kind of watching you on and off. I've been I don't really follow like the Red Pill show anymore. I left that like years ago. And I don't know, I just want to pop in stream because you guys are talking about like prostitution and escorts and dating and that kind of stuff. That's like the topic for tonight, type of thing.
Not really. It just we were talking about. We were talking about QB passport flexing, and then it went into that whole deal. But that wasn't really the subject. And Master Yoda lives in Australia, and it's all legal out there, so he engaged in it. So he was telling his stories, but wasn't really the topic. No.
Touche. Well, okay. Well, I guess also like, don't you guys find it kind of weird, like prostitution? Like, have you guys like? Well, I guess this guy or Master Yoda, for example, he's like actually done it. In my opinion, I think it's kind of weird.
Why is it weird? Why is it weird?
All right, I guess I'll share my experience maybe. Well, I never paid for sex, but the one like casual experience I've ever had in my entire life where I actually went with the mindset of like, okay, I'm only gonna have sex with this girl for just like my own gratification, no plan to like ever see her again, type of thing. Was probably like the most like fucked up weird experience in my life, and like ever since then I haven't dated. And it's been like 2 years, where it was like this girl that approached me at a nightclub or a dance club, like I was going to see music. I don't really go to clubs. I actually don't really go outside too much. But like the one time I went out there and I was talking to someone, and then she came and approached me and was like, you're so fucking hot. And we exchanged Snapchats. And it ended up turning into a threesome because like it was like one of these people that like I didn't really give a fuck about. And she was like telling me like how she's hanging out with her friend. I was like, okay, bring her over. For some reason she accepted. I was like, okay, that was too fucking easy. Then I got the sex from these people. That was too fucking easy. And it like really fucked with me. I was like, this is so like gross. And maybe I'm like some weird. Maybe I'm some weirdo for even thinking that type of shit. Because maybe like I don't know, like in the guy sphere, it's like, oh, dude, fucking let's go, bro. You got fucking the threesome. Isn't that like the fucking every man's dream? For me, it's like so fucking weird. And I don't know, maybe because you guys are just talking about like very much like casual sex, just like the idea of just like getting with chicks, and it's not about building anything sustainable or real with somebody. I guess I just want to understand your perspective of like of doing that,
Well,
mine are Yoda's.
Our Yoda's, I guess, since he's the one that actually is doing it right now, right? He like
Well, I'm forced to pay for sex because I'm too ugly for civilian women. But look, that's life and my tough shit. You mentioned that you had a threesome. Well, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be complaining about that. I'd love to be in your position. Well, you said you had a threesome with 2 women.
Yeah, but it was bullshit. Like it's not like something. It was. Well, when I say it was bullshit, I mean like it wasn't like it's not like this cool thing. I promise you, it's not. It wasn't this cool fucking thing that I did.
Oh, I don't know about that way. That's. But look, I pay for it. Look, ideally, I'd like to be in a monogamous relationship with one woman, but unfortunately, my looks wrote me off out of the dating game. But just look, a lot of people seem to think that the only guys who go to hookers are ugly guys like me. You can't give it. No, most of the hookers that I see, in their estimation, between 70 to 90% of their regular clientele are married men trapped in dead bedroom marriages. There's a lot of dead bedroom marriages out there, tons of them. And one hooker even told me that if it wasn't for for guys in that situation, the sex industry would be out of business. So, yeah, I've been going to hookers for a long time. Actually, I've been going since May of 1988. So this will be my 36 years. That's all right. I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, there's no validation, but the sex is great. Yeah, I prefer a relationship, but unfortunately, my sub 3 looks wrote me off. But yeah, that's life.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So so you're like 100% convinced it's just like, oh, you're just. I mean, I agree with you. Like, fucking, a lot of us are just dealt like. Life is just like a fucking genetic lottery. Like, you're fucking born. You don't choose how tall you are. You don't choose your wealth. You don't choose your income. It's just like, this is the hand you're dealt with, and like, best of luck, bro. Yeah. But like, so you really.
But it's just not all about looks, mate. It's
Yeah,
also about your
it's
energy.
kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like,
it is.
Even like, I'm sorry. Even like
Sorry.
You go. No. You go.
Sorry, there's the line in there, so I didn't mean to cut you off. Just quickly, no, you don't pass a looks test with women. It's game over. I mean, I've experienced it. It is the body language. Look, this is one thing pickup artists don't talk about, and it really gives me the shits. You've got to read female body language. Most of my rejections were body language ones. It's not hard to tell when a woman wants you to get lost. When I detect any of that, I thank her for a time and I'll leave her alone. Something a lot of men need to learn how to do. And it's not hard. It's common sense, really.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's pointless for a guy to try to game his way into a woman's pants. Like, and a lot of people try to debate that, and they'll say when I say that I'm like being beta or something. And it's like, that couldn't be further from the truth. In order for me to put the moves on a chick and actually take a chick home and fuck her, I need some effort. She has to like show me she wants me. She has to show me she wants to do it. Like, if she doesn't, then I'm not going to my interest level isn't going to be high enough to even put effort into it. So like, I couldn't understand like the whole game and PUA stuff, Yoda. So I agree with you on all that. Who's this other Ned? This Elvis Trump.
What up, homies?
Oh, what up?
What's happening, my peeps?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, we out here winning with the babes.
Winning with the babes.
All
grinding
the
with the chicks.
It ain't even no thing,
Ain't no thing. Sigma grind set.
That's right.
Putting that work in. Mr. 305, what's going on?
A lot, man. How you been, LFA?
Pretty good. How about you?
Shit, life's been a fucking roller coaster these last 6 months for me.
Why? What happened?
Let's see. Joined the military. Fucking banged a MILF. Fucking friends with benefits ordeal. Kind of regret it, kind of don't. It's very superficial sex. It's like a trade-off. There's no sentiment.
That's the way it is with
that.
older women. Older women just want that validation of hooking up with a younger man. They're not looking for anything serious. What branch of the military did you join?
Marines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been a fucking trip. But with this fucking chick, dude, it's so weird, LFA, because she's trying to fabricate a relationship with me. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. It's like I'm thinking she wants to fucking baby trap me, because every time we fucked, she always tries to get me to fucking nut inside her, and I'm just like, hell no. But she really tries to push me forward. Oh, it's the best part. I had surgery. I promise I won't get pregnant. I'm just like, nah. It's out of safe practice and habit. I'm not doing it.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that, man.
Wise man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, no. And she got mad at me. She was like, oh, all you military men are the same. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
What types of chicks are the same, trying to go after fucking young Marines like you to get you pregnant or get her
Yeah.
pregnant?
Yeah,
That's a common
yeah.
thing, I'm pretty sure, right?
And then it probably is. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I just got in, but
I've heard about it elsewhere. Same concept, like military.
Yeah. When she said all of you Marines are the same, yeah, you should have said, "Hoorah, simplify."
You say "Hoorah," you fucking nut in her face. Fucking yeah, fucking Arnold noise. But But nah, man, it's fucking weird because she tries calling me, she tries texting me, she's basically treating me as if like she was actually my girlfriend. And it's like, I know you want a fucking paycheck, and I just want to fuck. Like you know what it is, you know what I mean? And she's trying to make it more than what it is. It's just so fucking weird.
That's
Like,
been for a bad ending, my friend.
yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
it's normal for a young chick to be like that, but if it's an older chick, yeah, you got to get the fuck out of there. The longer you let that go on, the worse it's gonna get.
Big facts.
Like how so? Like what she can't even do? What can she even do? You know, she's just a MILF from Miami in her late 30s and has kids and shit. She just want me to knock her fucking socks off. I said, fuck it, let's do it. Did it
Well,
right
I
after
mean,
boot camp.
if she wants you to bust inside of her, though.
Hell yeah, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. You guys want different things.
Yeah, nah. She wants a paycheck. I just want some ass.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, unfortunately.
Yeah, but a paycheck from a younger dude.
Oof. Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn how to dodge child support.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though. When did you join the military?
I'd say it was sometime around August. Yeah.
So
I've been here for a little bit.
Oh, you're there now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where are you at? Where are you stationed at?
I'm in Cali right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be an experience for you.
Oh,
Change
yeah.
your life
I'll live-
around.
Oh yeah, nothing but opportunities here. I'll live to tell y'all fucking stories and shit. You won't believe the shit that happens here. Oh man.
But I mean, how old are you, mate?
23 right now.
Damn. I mean, how and the MILF?
She's late 30s. Late 30s.
All right. Yeah, man, you got armor yourself against her, mate.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just playing it fucking cool. I'm just like, look, from the mood, fuck it. If not, I don't talk to her. But she tries to text me every fucking day, and it's just like,
Oh my god.
yeah, no. I said she's actually treating me like like I'm not gonna treat you like a fucking female friend of mine that I actually give a fuck about. Because you're acting like you give a fuck about me when I know you don't. You just want a fucking paycheck. So don't front. You know, I can read between the lines. So I just treat her as such. And I just play stupid too at the same time. You know, if she says anything, just gaslight her. So it's like I'm playing the game on her. It's weird. Kind of feel bad, kind of don't.
Yeah. Just don't take that shit too far because these fucking girls can be crazy, man. You don't know what they'll do.
Plus, like, it sounds like she's already like just slow, like stabbing you, like just depleting your life force. Like, I mean, if I was you, I would just go cold turkey and just quit now.
Yeah, I mean, what?
I don't know if that works like that though.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst she can even do?
You know what I would do? Because this is what I somehow managed to do, even though I never intended to do it. If you want a girl to like leave you the fuck alone, just like fucking be so like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like show how much you care. Like, or that's not the right. I sound like stupid. How do I word this? Basically, like I won't say be like. I feel like the way it describes is like to use budget like terms like be a simp, be this,
Be
like,
overbearing and overly
yeah,
needy
literally,
and
yeah. I've done that all
Smother
the
her.
time. Yeah, if you want a girl all your life, just be like super fucking over smothering. And, like,
smother
needy.
her.
Yeah, literally smother the fuck out of her, and then she'll just be unattracted to you, and then think like, why the fuck did I like this dude anyway? And you walk away clean slate. She will never bother you ever again.
Nah. The best thing to do would just be fucking split up with her if that's what you want to do. You don't have to play some games.
Yeah, it's just wasted time, man. You know, just be real. Tupac.
Yeah. Carrie, what do you think about that?
Oh shit! The one time
I think that he's dosed off.
Oh,
I think he's taking another edible.
That dude gone.
You there, Carrie?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to deal with something in another room. You said, what did I think about what?
Well, Mr. 305 has recently joined the Marines. He's moved to California. He's 23 years old, and he has a older, almost or pushing 40 chick trying trying to push up on him. What should he do?
Okay, this is an important question. Okay, are you an officer or are you not an officer?
I'm just a regular private, basically. Yeah, I'm just fresh
Okay,
in.
okay.
Just another boot
So,
right now.
okay, so are you planning on making a career out of this or not?
Nah, I'm trying to just get my four and get the fuck out.
Okay. So if you're not looking, because if you're going to look long term, you want to be careful. But so basically, this lady, just in other words, is she looking to get married, to have you move in? I imagine at 40 she doesn't want to have your
Look,
child. So what is she looking for?
look. I'm gonna give you some context. So, I always go to this place to get some food. She sees me. She's always chatting me up, and it gets to the point where it's pretty annoying because it's like, look, lady, like, I'm just trying to get my food. Like I get it. I'm handsome or whatever. If that's what you think, cool. But like, I don't know you. I don't care about you. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you've been through. Just give me my fucking food so I can get the fuck out. That's how I see it. But she keeps chatting me up or whatever, and I'm like, ugh, you know what? I'm not gonna be a dick. Give her my phone. See what happens. Give her my phone. The lady starts fucking texting me. And I respond. And I'm like, what the fuck? What she want? And next thing you know, she flat out fucking tells me, hey, I want to fuck. I want to be friends with benefits. And I'm just like, oh, all right. Well, shit, I'm going to do that after boot because I'm so focused on training for the military that I'll fuck you after boot. Boot camp finishes. I graduate. I fucking view the world differently. I'm just like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go fuck her. I go do that. She wants me to nut in her. I said, hell fucking no. We fucked me like 5 times that night. I slept over her place. Next thing you know, I wake up and she's telling me that she's fucking in love with me. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck did I just do? So whatever,
Is she pregnant? Wait, is she pregnant?
No, she's not pregnant.
Praise the Lord.
I just pulled out.
Okay. So number one, you're 100% sure. So I take it she's on the pill and all that. So when you said she wanted you to nut in her, the intent, she wasn't wanting you like a younger woman to nut in her because she wanted to get pregnant. She just wanted to feel you bust inside of her, right? Is that more or less what it was? Her aim was not. She wasn't trying to get pregnant, right?
I mean, that's what she says, but I don't fucking trust her. She says that nutting in her is like the best fucking part of sex, apparently. I'm just like, on my ass, I ain't fucking doing that shit. But nah, so get this, Carrie. So afterwards, right, I gamed my way out of it. I was like, oh yeah, well, I actually got to go, waking up, fucking to me, she loves me and shit. So I get up, I go do my thing with my family, whatever the fuck. And she sends me a message talking about, hey, I really enjoyed last night. Just remember this, I'll be whatever it is you want me to be. I'll be your lover, I'll be your friend, I'll be this,
Okay.
that, and the other. Just don't forget I was yours. And I was like, hell fucking no. Listen, I don't want shit to do with you, you know what I mean? I just want to be friends if that's what you want to do. And no, I'll be a dick. I just kept my distance. But
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
This is very simple.
What's up?
Why do you care if you don't want a relationship with her? Why do you care how she feels about? I know nobody wants. Wait, listen. Nobody wants to break a woman's heart or all that. But the bottom line here is, you did nut inside her, and you dodged a bullet because look at the worst case scenario
I never nutted in her.
would be, wait, if she said she was pregnant and she didn't want an abortion or take the morning after pill and she wanted your kid, then you would have a major problem, my man. But since so you don't have to worry about that. She's being honest with you. At least she's not lying. But I would just say, if you're going to bang her in the future, make sure she's on the pill and you're using condoms, because if you think she does want to have a kid with you and you don't want a kid, just protect yourself. But let me just ask you, you've only been with her what, once or twice? Has she said has she said to you, I love you? Has she said, I love you, I want you to have my baby? Has she said that to you?
Verbatim, no, but she says she loves me.
Okay, but does she have any kids? And did she say she wants to have
She
kids?
has kids. She's a MILF. Yeah.
How many kids does she have?
I don't fucking know. Definitely more than two, I think.
Okay. So, in other words, the reason I'm asking is, okay, if she's a MILF and she has kids, even with multiple guys, it doesn't sound. If she was 35 or younger, I would worry about it. But at age 40, it doesn't sound like she wants to get pregnant. So she's probably on birth control or would get an abortion. So I don't see a problem there. If she loves you and I mean, it is. Look, it is awkward because if she says she loves you, but you don't really love her, and you just want sort of a fuck buddy.
It just feels completely fucking ingenuine, like a complete bold-faced lie. Like, listen,
Yeah,
lady,
she's a
I know you want fucking a military baby with fucking pimped up steroid, goddamn, what's the shit called? Fucking child support. Like, the fuck, you don't fucking love me.
Okay, then
you
bottom line
don't
is,
even know me, lady.
Are you a Marine?
Yes, sir.
So you're in California. Are you at Camp Pendleton?
29 Palms.
Oh, you're at 29 fucking Palms?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Okay, that's weird. Let me just fill it in. I live over in, Palm Springs area, so you're like 45 minutes from me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 29 Palms. The difference is Camp Pendleton's right on the coast between Oceanside and San Clemente. You're in 29 Palms. Okay, now here's the situation. 29 Palms, basically it's down from Joshua Tree. The city is basically built around the military. That's it's the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps has a base there in Pendleton, and they fly planes out of their jets and stuff, right? So 29 Palms, it's not as big as Camp Pendleton, but that's their desert training, and where Pendleton is the ocean training. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Usually, you don't have a big select. If she lives out there in 29 Palms, and he'll verify this, it's only a town of like 20, 30,000 people. So there's not a lot of women to choose from in that town at all. I mean, if she lives in 29 Palms, you got very
she's
slim pickings. Am I right?
she's a Latina from fucking Miami.
Okay, but what city does she live in?
In fucking Miami. She's from Florida. This is all in Florida. None of this is in fucking Cali. I ain't bringing that shit over here.
No, but you said you're a Marine in 29 Palms.
Yeah, that's where I'm currently stationed. That's where I live right now. Yeah, but all the stuff that happened, it's all in Florida.
So she's in Miami. So how do you end up fucking a chick in Miami? You just,
when I came back from boot camp.
This is the real question.
No, I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Like, what are you worried about, bro? She's in Miami. Here's how it should play out.
I ain't worried. I'm just here to shoot the shit.
You fuck her when you get together. She's a friends with benefit. You cannot have a long-term relationship with a woman that far, 3,000 miles. Plus, you're in the Marines. Use her as a fuck buddy, and that's even if she loves you. What's she gonna do? Fly out every weekend to see you? She can't see you. You go on deployment and all this shit. Am I correct?
No, you're right, but you got one thing wrong. I'm not worried. I was just here to shoot the shit with the boys and just talk shit. Yes, my women is what I got going on. What y'all got? That simple.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing to your story, my man?
Go for it, brother.
Yeah.
So, safe, bro.
You know, like Game of Thrones, the girl with the red hair.
Sure. I saw 4 seasons of it. I don't
Okay, never mind. This joke's not gonna really hit that. Never mind. Basically, it's like this fucking sexy girl or whatever, MILF type, and she wears like this pendant, and then whenever she takes off the pendant, she turns into like this fucking 9,000-year-old hag who's just fucking repulsive. She might be one of those, unironically.
Goodness.
So yeah, so like, and then like the idea and like the fact that like the whole relationship was started off of you just like not even giving a fuck about her. You know what I mean? Like you just went to this restaurant to get food, and you, whether you realize it or not, you probably gave out body language of what you're describing us right now. Like I don't want to deal with you. Like fuck, like leave me alone type shit. These type of women probably they fucking pick up on that.
I mean,
so like she could just be like this very fucking vindictive type of person.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
You say
That's
that,
where my
right?
concern was.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you
where.
you have a point here. I mean, I know that when I came to Miami, I went to the strip club with some Marines, and you know, the strippers fucking, I don't know, they love fucking military, man. I don't know. And one of them, like the really fucking attractive one, you know, I'll say fucking nines or the tens and shit. That one literally was like, hey, come in the back with me. And shit, I made out with a fucking stripper. And then she was like, if you want to fuck, this is how much money. And I'm like, hey, yo, nah. I'll fuck you for free, maybe.
Yeah,
Feel like
but that
it,
was
but
a
I ain't fucking
one-time
paying you
thing.
shit. Yeah, that was a one-time thing.
One
No,
time
but
thing,
you
never
mentioned
time
that
again. This
I
girl's
didn't see
like
her. I didn't see her
on
do
your
that to
line.
anybody else. She did it with me though. It was like, okay.
Yeah, but this other girl's like on your line, and she's just playing like the waiting game, where it's
Oh yeah, no, she wants to
like
pay for
yeah,
it. She
you
didn't give a
guys are
shit.
like hooking up and like having fun, but like you'll catch yourself like a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line still with this girl, and you'll be like, what the fuck? Why am I still with this bitch? And you're gonna realize, oh shit, I'm actually in a relationship with this girl. And you're gonna realize, like, oh fuck, wait, maybe I got her pregnant. Oh shit, now I have a family with her. Just
Well,
be
wait.
careful.
Let me make two
Time
more
is
points.
the essence with her. She's just playing the
Let me.
time.
Can I make two more quick points? First of all, I could be wrong, but I believe there's a lot of Navy bases down in Florida because obviously it's on the water, but I don't think there's a lot. I think you have Camp Blount, or there's only like one or two Marine bases down there. So you really have no reason to ever be transferred there. You know, maybe the closest would be, the North Carolina, whatever camp. But in other words, so you would never get down there to be transferred permanently or even part-time anyway, because there's nowhere to go. So, and this is the only thing you ever have to worry about, whether it's you in the military or any other guy. These are the three worst words you want to hear. And if you don't hear these words, all this other bullshit are not problems. Whether she loves you, doesn't love you, who cares? I'd rather break a woman's heart if I were you than listen to these words. Here are the three words you never want to hear. I am pregnant.
Oh,
so, in other words, you coming on here telling us, oh, I might break her heart, blah, blah, blah. She's 3,000 miles away. You know what? Just tells me you're kind of like me. You're an empathetic type dude. I would feel bad too, breaking a woman's heart. I'm that type of guy. But, I wouldn't. But if I have, but the reality is the words I never want to hear, and you don't ever want to hear the words. In other words, just be thankful that, in other words, you don't have a problem. Guys, you don't have a problem with women unless you hear the words, I am pregnant. Unless she's your wife and you're trying to get her pregnant, have kids. If you're not trying to have kids with women, if you ever hear the words, I am pregnant, that's when you have fucking problems. Anything less than that, is not really a problem with a woman, in my opinion. What say you guys? LFA, what do you think about that? Isn't that true?
Huh?
Oh my God, Adriana, that's hilarious.
Sorry,
she's telling me to say she got I got HIV.
LFA, can I just quickly
That's good.
interject to what Kerry just told?
Do what?
It was just if I could add on to what
Oh
Kerry
yeah,
just said.
yeah. Go ahead.
Just mate, Kerry, mate. Just what he said about with the words about you never want to hear those words if it start from a person that you're not fond of. Like I've had that experience twice in my life with my first two. My first girlfriend and my third girlfriend. They came to me and told me that they were pregnant. And that was a scary thing because I just knew that they just weren't it for like me. But by the grace of the Lord, one of them had a miscarriage and the other one, it was stuck in like Danish, you call it the æggeleder. So it's like, I can't quite stand up, but it's like in the part like over here, it was like stuck. So before it can get transferred and become like a baby. So she had to like have her æggeleder like operate out. But that was like really that was just a scary period, man, because I was like really on the edge of becoming like shit, man. I have to prepare now to become a father. But I just knew that these women weren't it for me. But yeah, so just for this guy, the Marine guy, count your blessings, mate. Stay away from this woman, man, before she tricks you.
Yeah, no, I probably am gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna the other day, she okay, so this look how weird this is, right? She sees him online on WhatsApp or whatever. I was talking to another woman, and she starts telling me, "Hey, it's been a while since I've talked to you. I want to talk to you." And in my mind, I'm like, "The fuck? I don't want to fucking talk to you." And she's like, "Listen, I'm gonna call you. I hope you don't get upset." And then she fucking calls me. I'm calling this other girl already, and then fucking I didn't pick up the phone, but she sees that I'm online, so she starts getting pissed off, and she's like, "Well, I know you're across the fucking country. You're in California, and I know you're fucking sick as fuck. Maybe you wouldn't be so sick if you just went to fucking sleep like you're supposed to. Maybe if you just did it." She starts fucking started nagging me and shit. So what I did, being a fucking vindictive asshole, right? I fucking turned my shit off on purpose so that she can't see I'm online no more. And then I sent her a photo of the girl that I was talking to, right? Like a really beautiful fucking Latina 21-year-old, whatever the fuck. She said, "Oh, I'm talking to my friend. That's why I didn't pick up your phone. I'll talk to you tomorrow." And she's been blowing up my phone since. I haven't told her shit. So I know she's pissed off, but I kind of had to like lay the law on her. Like, bitch, you don't fucking tell me what to do. I run this shit. Fuck.
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah,
Have
no,
fun for a
wait,
little
but
while longer.
yeah,
Have
no,
fun for
but
a
wait.
little bit longer, but yeah, she's gonna try to ruin your life.
Yeah, no, I got a question for Ella Faye though. So I've been told I got mixed opinions about this place where I'm at, right? I mean, I don't know much yet because I've not fully lived it yet, but they're saying that this is like one of the best places to be because like Las Vegas is like a couple hours away from where I'm at. And I know earlier you were mentioning about Las Vegas. So what would you recommend? Like me, I've never been to Las Vegas ever. What would you recommend to like really like just have fun with like Marines and just the fucking guys and just like live that shit up to the fucking fullest, bro? Because I'm only doing 4 years. You know, that's it.
I don't know. I mean, Vegas is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, it's just filled with clubs and shit to do. I mean, it's just a big party. You just
Okay.
hang out near the strip, and I don't know. It depends. I think pretty much all the hotels have big ass nightclubs down at the bottom. I think Carrie knows more about Vegas than I do.
Oh shit.
Oh, let me say something about Vegas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to. Okay, obviously, I was, I've been going to Vegas like since age 4, like in the early '60s. My dad was a traveling salesman. So the history of Vegas, real quickly, it was built by the mob, Bounty Siegel, financed by the Italian mob. He built it, and then eventually in the '60s, '70s, there was a transition where Howard Hughes took over and bought a lot of the hotels, and the mob's influences last. They sold a lot of it to Howard Hughes, and then eventually Howard Hughes sold it to what it is today with like 3, 4 corporations. But so literally, since I've always lived within 250 miles of Vegas, I've been to Vegas well over 100 times. So it's just, but I have to say, Vegas has changed a lot. It's weird. When the mob, listen to this, when the mob or Howard Hughes owned Vegas, you could literally, it was like Dubai, where it was almost like Singapore or something, where you could literally walk down the street by yourself at any time with, like, you could have the 25,000 cash on you back in this, if you had that kind of money, and you wouldn't have to worry about anybody robbing you or anything, because if they did, the mob, if the mob, you didn't have to worry about the cops. They would just arrest you. Most of the cops were bought off, but the mob, these guys would. If you ever seen the movie Casino, where these guys would rough you up and shit, that was absolutely true. And in the worst cases, they just whack you. But what I'm saying is, and even during Howard Hughes' time, and now the corporations own it, like Caesars Corp and MGM Corp. So it's like literally 3 or 4 corporations own all those big hotels now. But since the pandemic, I have to say, I really haven't gone to Vegas too much unless it's for business or I'm in and out. I'll tell you why. Or for a concert, I'll tell you why. Because the crime there has gotten a lot. It's gotten, just a lot more homeless, but that's everywhere. But it's just a lot more, like you would never, like up until 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you'd never hear of a
Carrie,
shooting on
yeah,
the
but
strip.
Carrie,
Yeah.
what he asked for was he wants to visit there on a vacation. Where should he go? What should he do to have a good time?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the things most people would do in Vegas would be you've got your gambling and you've got all these different hotels you could check out that they all have different themes. they all have different restaurants. So like when I go to Vegas, I'm not a super big gambler. So when I do go to Vegas, I tend to go to some of the better clubs. So they got great nightclubs with great DJs, and then you've got some of the best restaurants in America there, even if you
Yeah.
don't gamble. And then you've got Hoover Dam right
What
there.
I recall, he's probably not looking for tourist attractions. He's looking to party. From what I recall, though, if you stay at pretty much any hotel on the Strip, I mean, there's nightclubs all over the place, and there's shit to do. It's just a big ass party.
Oh yeah, you could pick up chicks literally walking. I'm not talking about. Obviously, you have the option of getting escorts called to your room, and those are safe. You don't have to. They're not going to do what they do in South America. It's legit, with those women. And then what happens is you could literally, like when I was in my 20s and stuff, my friends and I would literally just be, because down there in Vegas, you can walk the Strip with alcohol in your hand, like in South Beach, Miami. And so you can drink in public there. So you can literally
kind of like Mardi Gras, but with like a modern version of it with lights.
You can meet chicks right on the street, any hour of the day. Yeah, if you want to meet chicks, Vegas is a great place to do it. And a lot of these chicks are tourists they're from out of town. Some European, some from New York, and just California and all this stuff. So a lot of these chicks are looking to fuck a dude. A lot of these chicks are looking, especially nowadays, to have a 1 or 2 nighters with a dude, fuck the dude, and Sarah's gonna make me a T-shirt that says, "I fuck the dude in Vegas." No, and I know chicks that have done that, some hooter chicks, and I know a lot of. If you want a one night stand, guys, I mean, I don't encourage it, but you can bang a chick in Vegas, and literally you'll fly out of town to God knows where. She could fly to Paris, France, where she lives, and you will never see her again. Never hear from her again. So it's a good place to have a one-nighter. I don't encourage one-nighters, but I think Miami, and I would just say Miami and Vegas are the 2 best places to have a one-night stand with a chick in America. Definitely.
I mean, this sounds really fun, and also the potential fucking bar fights and shit it'll probably be in. It'll be a great experience. I want to say, fucking, what are the good restaurants, and how do you find them? You just fucking Google it, be like best restaurants nearby. You just go there.
Okay, the good restaurants in Vegas. First of all, you're talking for dinner or lunch?
Fuck it, both. It's once in a lifetime opportunity, right? So fuck it.
Okay. So, like, are you a super big eater? Do you eat a lot, or?
I do actually, yeah.
Okay, so I would recommend just like on a Sunday. No, it doesn't have to be a Sunday, but it could be pretty much any day. You go to it's going to cost you, some of these. You go to a brunch, an all-you-can-eat brunch, like somewhere like the Wynn Hotel has a great one, and all the expensive hotels, the Venetian and those. I would go to an all-you-can-eat brunch. Another place I would go to is this. Here's where I always go when I'm at the Venetian Hotel, whether I'm staying there or not. There's a restaurant called. This is if you want the best breakfast in Las Vegas, folks. And this is the only place I go for breakfast. I don't know if you consider it super pricey, but a waffle might be like $13-15 or something. I don't know. It's not. It's like. I mean, I've gone there with me and another person, got out of there $50-60 for breakfast. So it's not that's expensive, but it's called Bouchon, Bouchon. And it's on like the 6th floor and you've got like a patio area. That is, if you're going for breakfast, I highly recommend that. And then there's a place. I mean, if you like steakhouses. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
Oh, also, here's where there's good restaurants. Here's where they really have some of the great restaurants. You can't go wrong with most of the restaurants. In Caesar's Palace, there's a shopping area called the Forum Stores. And they've been there for God knows how long. But they have some great restaurants in there. Most restaurants in there, like they have the Palm Steakhouse, which is also located in LA. So you can't go wrong with restaurants there. But some of these places are pricey. I mean, like you could go to if I go with like a lady to some of these restaurants, and we even have a drink. Some of these pricey restaurants can cost me, with a few cocktails, I don't know, $300-400 for dinner. But then I've gone out places where I've only spent $50 on dinner at a decent place there. Like there's also New York has a great pizza place. Like there's just
Carrie, we're gonna have to put a
wait.
pause on this. You're going on another rant or some shit. It's
No,
supposed
I'm
to be
gonna
a
give you
very
the best way.
simple 1, 2,
Elefante,
3.
let's go to
These are
bed,
some
mate.
good places
No.
to go. Nah,
Let me give you the best advice.
Tight, guys.
I'm gonna give you here's the best advice.
Okay, hold on. Three.
Yeah.
This is a 3-word answer. 3 best places to eat in Las Vegas.
No, but go. I'm just going to recommend go to. She's a creator called Norma. She lives in Vegas. She reviews all this stuff. She's a hot chick. I've watched her 2-3 years. Norma, Norma Jelly or Gelly, Gelli. Just go search her, and she will give you the tips where to eat. She knows way more than me. That's where you go. Shout out to Norma Gelly or Jelly. That's where you go, my friend. Anybody listening to this, even you, LFA, you want all the hot tips on everywhere. She's the best. She's good, and she's cute too. Yeah, I like her. Okay.
Good deal. Sarah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on?
Not much. I came over here to pregame with you before I got started. I
Okay.
bought. What?
You got about 15 minutes, don't you?
Yeah, we go on at 9:15.
Okay.
I told the girls to hop back between 9:05, 9:10. So, but I came over here. I went and bought a bottle of Prosecco so that we could officially celebrate our 1,000 and my 500. So, cheers.
Nice. Cheers. I got
You get water.
water, yeah. But
Oh, hold on. I'll match your water. Cheers. but yeah, I've obviously been listening, but I figured I was like, oh, well, I'm already ready. I've got nothing else to do. I went and got my Prosecco and kids are situated and handled. So I was like, oh, come pop over and say hello because I haven't been on in a while.
so you're 35 with 36 with 2 kids. So you're not too far off from the woman that he's messing around with. So from your perspective, what's a 36-year-old, what type of interest would she have in a 23-year-old typically?
That's in the military. A big caveat.
That's where, I mean, Ashley would be the best for this because Ashley does date, 22, 23-year-olds and she wants nothing to do with babies. She wants nothing to do with relationships. She just wants to enjoy them for who they are, have fun with them. And she thinks it's adorable how like they're so kind of innocent in a way. So that's why I was kind of laughing when he was talking about how, she's trying to get him to nut in her and stuff. And I'm like, well, she's probably got her tubes tied, or at least I would hope so, but I couldn't imagine. I mean, that's my one thing, with like dating relationship stuff is I don't want kids. So if anybody were to date me who wanted kids, like you'd have to do a lot of convincing. Yes, Jeff, she dates like literally 21, 22, 20. I think the youngest was 19 actually. So yeah, she gets them young because according to her, she has the same reason that all of you guys have for why you don't date, 30 and up or women who have hit the wall. And she says, all the older guys come with all the baggage and the boys, the kids and all that crap. So she goes young. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's anytime I've hooked up with an older lady, which now I'm 38, so I'm kind of getting to be an older guy too. But, I've a couple years ago, I hooked up with a lady that was like 49, but she was hot. I don't know, but it seemed like it was just like a validational thing. Like she just wanted to fuck a younger guy, and that's all that it was. So that's kind of why it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. CSS Element says slump busters.
No, I'm definitely not opposed to it. I mean, it's just the same reason why I typically used to date older men when I was in my 20s. You know, it's just kind of like they had things that I was more attracted to, just the same as an older woman is more attracted to a younger man especially if she's divorced, like she's done the relationship, she did her time, she did the mom thing, all of those things. So like, why not? If she can get them and pull them, why not? And Ashley pulls some young bucks, man, and they're some hotties.
Well, men just want to smash. So if a guy's having a hard time finding something to smash, like women kind of know they can hook up with just about any guy. Getting a relationship is a different deal, but hooking up, I mean, come on. You're a woman, you know how easy it is.
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, and like even if I went to the bars, you know, and was out for the night, like honestly, the most hit on I get is by the young 21, 22, 23. Now I think, and I'm just gonna toot my own horn and make myself feel good. I think that they think I'm 26 or so, or at least that's what they always tell me. They're like, what are you, like 25, 26? So maybe they think I'm around their age range. I'm gonna do this and say that might be the case, but you know, to me it's just I can't do it. It's just not attractive to me. I feel too momish, you know. It's just I don't know. They're babies.
Yeah, a lot of manosphere guys teach guys to, I mean, obviously everybody knows this. They teach them to, focus on their money and their financial situation and all that and their status while they're in their 20s. And then to smash or hook up with younger chicks, like 21-year-old chicks, 19-year-old chicks, once you have established yourself financially and all that. What a lot of people don't talk about, though, is, and first of all, I should preface it by saying that is true. So if you're a guy that is 26 or 27 and you're like starting your career and you're focused on shit, as long as you stay physically fit and you have your shit together, the next 15 years of your life, you're pretty much going to have access to women your age, 5 years older than you, all the way down to 18 years old if you want to. And to be honest, the younger they are, the easier it is to pull them because they're naive and they don't know any better. But it's it's also there's this element that they don't talk about, and that is that most guys don't want to hook up with chicks that young. So like, I'll go to the store and there's like, that cute 21-year-old college chick working at fucking Target or wherever. And they're like, their personality is like intimidated and excited to a point where they're childlike. Like, hey, I've seen you 3 times this week. And it's like, that's literally the way a kid acts.
I saw you, I'd probably be like that too.
No, but I mean, that's literally that's how children act. You know what I mean? That's not like women in your age group don't usually act that way. But I mean, that's kind of how easy it is. But at the same time, like, I think you reach an age where it's like, like I shouldn't be doing this.
It's not, it's like, it's cute, but it's cute in a childlike way. So now it's just like, okay, I'm over it. So do you want kids?
Huh? What?
I said, do you want kids?
I do. Yeah. Like I want 2.
Oh my goodness. See, I did do it right. Like I got the girl and the boy and it made life perfect. So I've done, like it would take a lot of convincing for me to do it again. It would take a lot, especially starting over. Like think about it this way. By the time I turn 40, my daughter will be graduating high school. Like, and then my son is 6 years behind that. So I'm a free bird.
Yeah.
And the idea of starting over with diapers and pacifiers and toddler. Oh my God, toddler stage. Whew. I don't know. It would take a lot of convincing.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're at a stage where you've been there and done that.
Like now I'm able to kind of like enjoy being a mom without having to wipe asses all day. You know, like it's your freedom. Like you just become more liberated once they're able to put their own shoes on and get themselves dressed and make their own lunches and get on the bus themselves and all of that. So it's a game changer. I thought I can adopt you.
Plus, there's the element of like bringing another baby daddy into the situation, you
Oh
know?
my God. That would
Like,
be, I couldn't like, my mom keeps telling me, she's like, Sarah, you know, you'll have another. And I'm like, shut up, mom. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I can't. She's probably watching, right? I'm going to get a text here in a minute for laughing. But, you know, I love being a mom. I loved having babies. I loved doing all that. And it's just like it would legit take like it would have to be meaningful. You know, it would have to be like, I want this with us and I want to give this to you kind of concept, you know. But outside of that, like if I was out on a date and a dude asks me, like, do you want any more kids? Fuck no. Like, no.
yeah. Well, I think it's one of those things though, you say you don't want and you wouldn't expect, but if it happened, you would just deal with it. Like you wouldn't really regret it or anything. You would just go through it, right? Like that's kind of how it
Oh,
would be.
I mean, I love my babies, you know, like, and I would love 10 more babies and I would
Mhm.
just happily be a mom. So it wouldn't be devastating to me. It wouldn't be like, oh man, this is terrible. It'd be like, oh my God, this is so great. But it wouldn't be something I would try to do or have that like my clock's done ticking in that aspect. Like I've done everything that I needed to do. I've been married. I've done the baby thing. My baby fever's gone. Like if somebody asks me to hold their baby, I'm like, yeah, sure. And it's at that point where I can actually hold a baby and not be like, oh my God, I want one more, you know?
Yeah.
So it's different. It's different. But on that note, I do have to roll. The girls are getting backstage now. So I need to go drop in and get myself prepped for my stream. So
All righty. Yeah, we'll go over and check that out. I will when I'm done with this. I know you guys are having like girls only, but I'll just drop by and smash the like button or something and whatever.
or do you just want to drop by and smash?
Oh yeah. The little cyber sex going on there.
That was good. That was good. Didn't. Shh. I'm here all night, folks. All right. Well, love
Yeah.
you guys. Thanks for letting me have my 10 minutes. But enjoy the rest of your stream, and I'll, hopefully see you all in the chat here in a little bit once LFA closes out. So, Simp Troopers, prepare. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
We lost 305. We still got Carrie. We got Yoda. Yoda, I figured you would flip over because your boys are over there on live and now. Your boys are doing a live stream over there. Who else we got? Carolina Panther fan. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Good deal. Anything going on?
Not too much, man. No, not too much.
Good deal. Just chilling out.
Yeah, just chilling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Big Jake's Ranch. What's going on?
305, dude. I mean, I think everybody kind of touched on it, but I got some stuff to tell him about the whole, military thing and how he's got to be careful.
I think he hopped off.
Yeah, I good for him. Joining up, doing his thing. He sounds pretty excited. He's really motivated. But yeah, he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful with the ladies.
In general, right?
Well, specifically being I don't know, being a service member with the added benefits of like, especially if you're active duty, there's a lot of perks for a gal who wants to take interest in you. And I'm just saying there's financial incentives for a chick kind of trapping you for her. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
can
think
pretty much retire if you knock her up. She's pretty much set for life. There were the kids. So he's got to be careful.
I agree.
Make good choices. I'm out. That was pretty much for him, but yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yo, LFA, I kind of want to ask this question, but I don't know. It's kind of sad too.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yo,
Okay.
yeah, all right. So I feel like I'm kind of like dealing with just I don't know. It's kind of you know, I'll just go ahead and say it, but I feel like I'm kind of dealing with just like a little bit of depression, dude. And I don't know if you've ever like been through that or not. I was just like wondering what some of your, if you had any advice on that or anything like that.
I mean, depression hits us all. It kind of comes and goes. Some people are permanently trapped in it. Some people are, you know, they just go through it based on whatever situation they're going through that's causing it. Some people just kind of, they naturally go through swings of ups and downs. You know, the biggest thing is to understand that you'll like come out, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So you'll come out on the other side eventually. So,
right.
You know, you want to do positive things that promote serotonin production and just promote a good mood. Things like working out, being outside, hanging out with friends, whatever, you know, just enjoying yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is just sit around and like waller in your sorrows.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's, I've kind of like come to like a roadblock, kind of like an unexpected roadblock with like my flight training and everything like that. And usually, you know, I haven't like failed any tests or anything like that, but usually I'm able to kind of, just keep it rolling and everything like that. But for some reason, it's kind of hit me really, really hard, and I've taken it kind of more personal. And I don't know, I just, so I just wanted to hear what you had to say about that, kind of coming from a grown man and everything like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Was there something that like directly caused it?
I feel like I've always kind of dealt with a little bit of anxiety, even as like a kid. So I feel like I've had, anxiety for a long time, and everything was kind of going well. I took, to become like an instructor, you've got to take like a series of written exams. So I did all of that, and I made some lesson plans, kind of like if you're going to be a teacher, in regular school, elementary, middle school, high school, that kind of thing. So I did all of that. And then, the flight school I'm at currently, they don't have like an instructor that can, help me and everything like that, to, continue moving forward. Cause you have to have a specialized instructor to teach you how to become a flight instructor, because you're going to be learning, you're going to be teaching others how to fly. So, when I got that news, it just really, I don't know, really kind of smacked me in the face after doing like all the hard work and everything like that, and everything kind of moving forward. So I don't know, it's just been kind of tough, and feel like I've been taking it a lot harder than I should have. But, also know, I feel like there's like a purpose in it. And, I'm going to hang in there and come out the other side. And I know it's not like a huge deal or anything like that, but it's just been kind of tough. So.
Yeah. Well, you're the new guy, you're new on the scene. You're not going to be prioritized, but you'll get your chance.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing is, you're out there, you're making moves. You've got a career in sight. You sort of know what you want to do with the rest of your life. And there's going to be roadblocks, no matter what career you choose. It's not going to be perfect just starting out. You're not well respected. You're not a somebody in that industry yet, but as time goes on, you'll have the chance to prove that.
Absolutely, yeah. It just kind of, crap. What was I going to say? Damn, I can't remember. I just lost it.
Oh yeah, you're all good, man. The thing is, you're driven, you're motivated, you're going for things, you're taking shots in life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would just take the opportunity to be like, okay, well then I can chill for a little while. I mean,
Right, yeah. So I'm starting like a part-time job while I figure everything out and
yeah,
kind of make a plan moving forward. So,
take a spring or a summer to chill out with your friends in your hometown or whatever. Just fucking enjoy yourself for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and not anything I guess that's not really anything that I'm like proud of or anything like that. I feel like being a pilot in a way kind of makes you a perfectionist. And
Yeah.
I guess when things like this happen, it can be kind of tough. So,
Yeah, I would want my pilot to be a perfectionist. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, so you've got a fitting personality for the job. So, I mean, there's a lot of signs that this is a good career for you to choose.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're young and you don't have the experience or it's going to take time. I mean, it's probably a hard industry to get into.
It is a little tough. It's like, when you're a kid and you see all the airplanes flying by and you're like, oh, that'd be such a cool job. You don't really realize how challenging of a career it can be. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to give it, one more shot. But, if I find myself not feeling, I don't know, if I feel like I'm kind of dealing with depression again, then I might, do something else. So we'll see. I don't know. I guess I'm so young and I've got plenty of time to figure it out. So, we'll just kind of see where the cards land. So
yeah, just don't resort to alcohol and shit to get you by while you're depressed.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I've always had like a really good respect for alcohol. So that's not really something I do. So
you don't want to be like Denzel in that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I would say don't be so hard on yourself either. Just like don't be too hard on yourself on the whole thing. Like I've dealt with that all my life too. Understand that like the whole world's kind of, whether we want to admit it or not, the whole world's kind of designed to keep us down and stuck and just like, in a really shitty place. So try not to be so hard on yourself, and that's what I would do personally. Just try to remember that. Yeah. Just do the best you can every single day, and just understand like there's a lot of stuff outside of our control at this moment in time in the world. So
absolutely, yeah. It's like you can't, it's like you can kind of guide where you want your life to go, but you also have to. I feel like things kind of work out the way they're supposed to. So I'm kind of and there's a lot of things you can't control, like you said. So
yeah, just the world we're living right now. Yeah, just gotta accept it.
Absolutely.
Work around it.
Well, in most, I don't know anybody who's successful where their careers are like the stock market, or in a sense, it's not going to be a straight up with no downfalls. It's like a roller coaster. You're going to have highs and you're going to have lows, highs and lows. And this is what I experienced in my careers. And ultimately, you just hope you have more highs than lows. And you're in a situation where you're young enough to where you shouldn't have to worry about this. You're not like, if you were 20 years older, I would say it's a big enough thing, but you're young enough, and if you get these low situations where you feel like, you're a failure or whatever, you actually learn more from your failures than your successes. At least I have. And I would just stay positive. And also keep in mind, there is from my understanding, everything I hear, there's a shortage of pilots out there. So you're going into a career where there's definitely a need for good pilots. You know what I'm saying? From what every data and everything I know about what's going on in the industry, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Just, it's nothing's, wait, no matter what goes on in your life, nothing's all rosy. You're going to be up, you're going to be down, and you just
Absolutely,
have to
yeah.
write it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Just stay in other words, here's how you know what? I'm older, so I look at it like this. And when you're younger, it's harder to look at it like this. But at this age, or even once I got past 40, here's what happens then. At least with me, I'm only speaking from my experience. It's almost like once you're past 40 and you're working on a career, you're building a career still, or switching careers, whatever you do, it could be anything. You automatically know from your 20s and 30s, you've learned that there's going to be ups and downs. So when you're in your 40s and 50s, and especially now, I'm 65, when I do something, it's almost like I know the possibility. Yeah, it's minimized because I have more knowledge and wisdom. But if something negative happens and some deal doesn't go through or a stock goes down or something, I'm already pre-wired in my head to know that there is a risk in anything. It could go down. So at a certain age, what you'll find is as you get older, you'll just get more accustomed to the fact that, yeah, life has its ups and downs. And if you can just bear in mind that's going to happen and don't get panicky, and like he said, turn to alcohol when you go down, just hang in there. You'll realize, you know what? I've always found this in my life. I'll say this real quickly. When I've been at my lowest point sometimes, which has not either rock bottom or just when I'm having a bad day, there's times I'm having a bad day. And you know what I say to myself? This is weird, but this helps me. I always say to myself one thing, Carrie, you're having a bad day and it's not going to get any worse than this. So just everything's going to go up from the point where you're feeling right now. And typically I have bottomed out and then everything starts going back upwards. So just realize that these bad days and these bad situations are going to happen. And it happens to everybody. It's not unique to you. If it would be unique to you if it didn't happen to everybody. So just realize it's going to happen to you and take it as a learning experience. And it's, you know what it is? It's just factored into the equation. If anybody had a smooth career where everything was rosy all the time and positive, guess what? At the end of it, if they became successful, they wouldn't appreciate their career. You know why? Because it was too easy to attain. You would only appreciate something if you have setbacks and everything. Seriously, that's when you appreciate stuff. So just look at these downfalls as just setbacks that everybody has, but just realize this is part of how it works, bro. This is son, whatever, my man. This is just realize everybody goes through it. Here's the difference. Everybody goes through this. Key factor is the successful guys know how to handle it and they don't let it get down to them and they keep going against that and keep trying to fight. And the non-successful just stop and filter out, but just keep your head up. You're going into a field where they need people like you, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Absolutely,
Seriously.
yeah. That's good advice for sure.
Sure.
Good stuff.
I don't want to keep talking too much about it though, because it's kind of, I want us to end on a high note.
Yeah, you're all good. It's all part of the process. It's all baked into the cake.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yep. Well, folks, link is at the top of the chat if you'd like to click it and call in.
Yeah.
Oh, LFA, I just want to say I have to leave also because I have to call somebody back east, like in New York area, like right around 9:30, which is like in 10 minutes. I have like 10 minutes or so before, but they go to bed early, and it's a sort of a business call. So,
I have a question for you. Your name's Gary, right?
What?
Is your name Gary?
Gary with a C.
Oh, Carrie, my fault. I apologize. I have a question for you. So you've done a lot of traveling to Mexico, you said, right?
I don't like traveling in Mexico, I said.
No, I said no. I said you have. You've done a lot of traveling to Mexico.
Oh yeah, because I live in Southern California, like 100 miles, like north of where I used to live on. Like when I was in Orange County, Orange County area. You're 100 miles north of Tijuana, and where I live now, Palm Springs area, the desert area. I'm literally 100 miles from Mexicali, literally. So yeah, I could in 2 hours I could be in Mexico, and now here's the difference. Okay, let's say I really wanted. Let's say I was. I'll just give you guys an example. Let's say I was, but like my hormones were raging, and I really wanted to do something, right? Like I wouldn't. Let's say I'm 22, 23, 25. I got blue balls, right? I just have to like bust something my nut, right? I would. This is how I would play it, And I've never done this. I've done it. I usually had girlfriends when I was younger, but But here's what I would do. I would drive the 2 hours down to Mexicali. I surely wouldn't just get on Tinder and try to find a girl. But I would guarantee you, if you found a chick on Tinder, the chances of her, doing like drugging and robbing you is pretty minuscule with the women in Mexicali, only because Mexicali is on the Mexican side of the border, and right next to it is a city called Calexico, which is the American city. And literally, the only thing that separates those two cities is like a wall running. Imagine that it was like East and West Berlin during World War II, after World War II. Imagine a city where literally a fence just is run down between these two cities. So they're almost like one city. So, but like if I really want to get laid, like if I was a young guy, like in my 20s, I was super horny. I would go down there, and instead of trying to find a chick on Tinder, plus, because that's a small, instead of finding a chick that way, and risk getting robbed and stuff, you could go literally to what is like these, and QB knows about this. And one time him and I were going to go down there. He may still take me down there. I'm mostly down there just for curiosity. I don't know if I'll bang one of these chicks, but I told him I would film him doing it, make a little video.
So yeah,
But
where
you
would
could
you go?
you cross the border, and there's what's called and these are in Tijuana too, but this is safe for Mexicali. You have they're like strip clubs. So imagine just a regular legit strip club where chicks are stripping, with the only
No strip
difference is,
clubs. Or if you go find like a normal chick, like a normal girl, going to Mexico
well,
City, or
well, I'm just saying you could just meet a chick in a strip club, and it's pretty much legal, and they don't care. You take it upstairs and bang her for $50.
I'm
But
gonna
if you
take a
want to
stripper
find
to be my mom.
okay, now if you want to find a relationship with a chick in Mexico,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
if you want to find a nice girl in Mexico, you would have. There's only one way to really do it. Okay, it's none of this pop into town for a week and you're going to find a chick and have a long distance relationship. You're in dreamland. There's only one way you can have a relationship with a chick, a long-term relationship with a woman in Mexico. Okay, here's how it works. You have to basically be living down there for like 6 months a year to develop a relationship with a nice girl, because a nice girl down there is not going to just fuck you. Oh, my fucking phone went off.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. But like,
No,
so
my
when you
phone's
travel
going
down
out.
there,
I'm losing my battery for some reason.
oh, that's not good.
Okay.
The main reason I asked is because when you travel down there, like you never dealt with cartel. Like even you drove your car from Tijuana to Mexico City, no cartel ever bothered you. Never got pulled over. Nothing like that ever happened.
No.
guess
Anyways,
not, no.
BPD sucks, but I live with it. Just here to listen. Chaka doobie. Well, if you're just here to listen, you don't have to be on the panel. But we're going to pull you off.
LFA, I was going to ask you. Well, I don't know. That's kind of personal. I was just curious. So, what have you done with your career and everything? But I don't know if you want to get into all that though.
Not the specifics, but it's business executive stuff. So, I mean, pretty basic.
I didn't hear them. My friend just called me. I didn't hear that, but whatever. It's all right.
No, I said business executive type work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not
Gotcha.
I sort of keep the job. I don't talk about YouTube at the job, and I don't talk about the job at YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I just keep the two apart.
Okay.
It's a lot of this stuff that I like. I guess my image on social media isn't really work environment friendly, so I don't put the
You
two
gotta
together
separate
at
the
all.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta be safe. Very safe
Yeah.
and sorry.
Believe in yourself. What's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. All the other streams have finished, so I can actually join in. Plus, I have to go outside to do this, so
Nice.
I thought to myself, I wonder if StreamYard works from the phone finally, because it never used to back when I used it regularly.
Yeah. Don't put devices like that on the screen though.
Oh, the vape thing.
Oh, is it vape?
It's just nicotine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nicotine. Yeah, that white paper that was the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons put out years ago that said it was 95% less harmful has been peer reviewed. So it's verified it's 95% less harmful than tobacco. So
the vape?
Yeah, the vape. Now,
Yeah,
I don't do the THC thing or anything, but just for nicotine.
I do.
And mainly where the vapor touches your mouth and your sinuses. Because nicotine is a poison, I accept that. It's just not a carcinogenic.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I like blowing big clouds.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty.
I guess. I stay away from all that nicotine stuff. I don't see a point in any of it, but I mean,
I got lucky where both my parents were heavy smokers, and it really grossed out me and all my siblings, so we never got into it. So it's almost like a blessing in disguise.
Is nicotine really? I know this is kind of a dumb question, but is nicotine pretty addictive?
Not really.
would
It
guess,
helps. It's something to do. Like, I mean, I tried it without. I worked my way all the way down to no nicotine because I used to smoke 2.5 packs a day. And one day I ran out of cigarettes and didn't grab some before I got home. And when I got in the hallway from my apartment, it reeked. And I realized it was my apartment that reeked because I used to smoke inside with the windows closed. So that was the day. The second wife was the one that introduced me to vaping. She was a cancer researcher at the time. So that was a good way to find out about it.
Nice.
Has she ever told you anything about that field? Like any progress or you know what I mean? That's interesting. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to lift my ears up. I'll just take the hat off. It's a little nippy up here. Out here. So what was that you asked?
Oh, I was just saying, since you dated someone who studied trying to solve cancer, that must be interesting. I'm just wondering if she said anything like progress, any, you know what I mean? Anything coming up in that field? Or
well, there is progress all the time on cancer, but the thing about cancer, by its nature, it continually mutates. And it does that differently in each person. So for some things, especially catching it early is the key. A friend of mine was recently diagnosed with it. Someone I'm going to visit in Japan, so that kind of thing. But he's been smoking cigarettes for 40 years too.
That's I want to go. Talk about our health system. Is I remember I went to the doctor a couple years ago.
Hold on, what was that? What was that? Carolina Panther fan?
I was saying I want to go to Japan one of these days.
Oh yeah, Japan would be cool. Hold on, real quick. Sarad Jones, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Just wanted to say hi.
Going pretty good.
Can you hear me? I've never done this before. I've never called in.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Cool.
This is like an interesting comment, but you know how on social media and how some people feel about just like normal 9 to 5s and everything like that. Why do you think? Just a lot of people don't like the whole 9 to 5 thing, and why do those I guess normal jobs get such a bad rep?
I mean, it depends on which end you're on. Like if you're in the office side, like the salary side, you come and go as you please. You know, you have a good vacation package, good benefits in general. Everything goes well and you make good money. But if you're on the worker side, it's like just a pain in the ass. They work the shit out of you. You don't make that much money. The benefits suck. So I think that's the side that people say they don't want. And that's unfortunately, like, especially, I mean, what's the US economy turning into? Like we're kind of doing away with manufacturing and we're moving into like, big high technology stuff.
Service.
And, yeah. So we have a little bit of retail, no manufacturing, food service, and it's like, I don't know. There's just, in those sort of industries, there's a lot of really shitty jobs, and then there's a few really good jobs. And I mean, if you have a shitty job, you wouldn't want to work it, would you?
No, yeah, you wouldn't want to work it too long.
Yeah, and we live in an odd world where like we see people all the time. Like when you take like Fresh and Fit, for example, Myron Gaines was a border patrol officer, I think. So he had like a solid career in law enforcement, and he switched over to podcasting and like multiplied his income by 10.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know, we live in an odd world, especially in the US and the direction we've gone in the last 15 years. It's strange. I think there's always going to be a need for all the trades. So, somebody out there that's skilled in the trades and doesn't mind, breaking their back, working hard, like those jobs are always going to be there. And some guys like that stuff. They like working those jobs, but
yeah, I've got a buddy who's a carpenter that does that. So
yeah, but when it comes to like working for a corporation, but having like just an entry level peon job, yeah, that's it. I don't think it would feel good. It'd be terrible.
Would you retire if you could?
What's that?
Would you retire if you could?
Would I retire if I could?
Yeah. Would you retire if you could?
I mean,
should be obviously, yeah, for everybody here.
No, not everyone. I'm retired. I don't want to be. I've worked even though I didn't have to.
No, yeah, no, that's a good point. So, like, I've always I don't know. I've always been kind of a workaholic. So I'll give you an example. Like when I was 29, I had my full-time, career, which was, they had me working about 40 hours a week, sometimes 50 hours a week. And I picked up a part-time job selling appliances at Sears just because I didn't know what to do with that extra free time. And to be honest, I would still go out and grab drinks. I would go out and party it up in the evenings and go on dates and, stay up all night, but just having a good time and stuff while working like 60 or 70 hours a week. And that's just what I like to do. So I couldn't imagine, even if I was like 60 and it was like, and if, let's say I had enough money to just totally stop working, my go-to would probably be like, just to get out of the house, I'd probably go get like a part-time job at like a furniture store. So it's just something super easy where I can just walk around and bullshit with people and make some money on the side.
That's what I do every day is I bullshit with people. I talk to different women on the streets, coffee shops, read books. But after a while, it gets really boring after a while.
Repetitive. Yeah. The repetition is what
you
kills
wanna work.
most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back downstairs. I'll join from my camera computer downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to mention that wages are the exact same as they've been since the 80s, but everything has gone up like 50 to 70% in costs. So we're just all getting paid the same salary from You know what I mean? Super outdated.
I thought most companies, they go up each year. Like, let's say you worked at like, I don't know, like freaking wherever, McDonald's. Every year, don't the wages go up as like, because minimum wages go up fairly consistency, and then like the average starting wage always goes up a little. It's like 25 cents, 50 cents or something. But don't they always kind of try to go up to match
Yeah.
the inflation?
I know my dad's brought that up to me a lot too. One thing I know is like I just read this recently how California's going for like $20 an hour minimum for fast food work. But then I'm just thinking, well, they're just bringing in automation, so it's just like it's only gonna be in there for like 5 years or so.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
not
was more so thinking
sustainable.
about like for example, like in the service industry, like if you were a restaurant manager today, how much do you think you're making? Like 50K, 60K, something like that?
Managers sometimes they make pretty good money. It might be higher than that. I mean, I bet you in California it's probably pushing closer to 100. If you live in like a state like I live in Oklahoma, so probably 60, 70K, 80K maybe.
Okay. I'm in Michigan, by the way. I brought up California because I saw an article. But okay. If that's, I mean, that probably is true. I just, I remember I watched like a guy ranting about this, how he's talking about like how his dad was a restaurant owner and he's making basically the same salary back then than it was today. He was making like 60, 70K as a restaurant manager, able to afford a home, take care of a family. But then like today, that same exact job is the same exact pay. But what can you do with 60K? You know what I mean? It's just that kind of thing where it just feels like really outdated to like support
Yeah, that's the
everyday
thing.
people.
People will work a job, they'll go and they'll get a job at like freaking wherever, Walmart distribution center or something. And they'll start out as like a 19, 20-year-old and they'll be thinking that they're making decent money, enough to have an apartment and a car and all that. And they'll kind of keep them lured in because every year they get like a $1 raise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nickel raise or something.
Yeah, like 75-cent raise, but the cost of living just continuously goes up. So you're not actually getting a raise. It's just like this pretend universe where it's like just an inflation goes up and the value of the dollar goes down and you make a little bit more money, but it's still just the same shit, same thing.
Yeah. And it's almost like they feel like they just like reel people in to try to like bait them on the idea of like, oh, if you stick with us long enough, they'll get you a promotion. Like you'll be just like your boss and their bosses. But in reality, they're 30 years down the line still as the front line in Walmart.
Well, you can move up working jobs like that. You can move up in the companies, but I mean, the problem is if you start out working like entry level at a company and you want to move up to like executive work, it's number one, you're competing with people from outside the building that are more qualified than you. And if you do get promoted, they're probably going to take advantage of the fact that you're a worker and you're probably going to appreciate even like the slightest pay raise just because it's like a higher, more respected job. So they're probably going to gyp you in the long run anyways. So
Right.
I don't know. I think working your way up a ladder from the very bottom, I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, I don't either. But I feel like that's what a lot of people are like, or maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like that's probably what people are sold.
Yeah.
Maybe people are outgrowing from that or learning from that. But like I met like at least like baby boomers, for example, that's probably what they were sold.
Yeah, well, it worked back then. That's like because we had a manufacturing economy.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just we created things back then. So now like it's weird because we've made all these changes. So all the shopping is switching to Amazon, takeout food. It's just everything's basically online and it's all digital, it seems like. I mean, you still have drivers and you still have people cooking food, and you still have people working like distribution centers and whatnot. But I mean, when you're not manufacturing that stuff, like all the stuff that they're selling is manufactured in other countries, that means they're actually producing the products there. So they're paying their people to produce the products. Then they're shipping them over here and we're spending money on it. So, I mean, that tells you what's going on with the economy. And it's just odd as we make this switch to online, to Amazon, and all of this. We simultaneously decide to ship our manufacturing jobs to other countries. Doesn't make sense at all. And I know when Trump was in office, they were bringing back some of like the auto, and I think Michigan was impacted by that quite a bit. Like, didn't you guys kind of re-innovate like Chrysler and Dodge? And
yeah, I wish I knew more about this stuff, to be honest. I should be more educated. But yeah, I know for a fact auto industry is just really big here in general. But I mean, I guess what you're talking about, yeah, they just move them elsewhere just because, I mean, this is obvious, but they get paid less. You can charge someone $8 an hour in China to do the same job that would cost $30 here. And probably, companies like, oh shit, why wouldn't I do that?
yeah.
And
You know what
they
else?
do that at the expense of American people.
Yeah, you know what else? They when I was in high school, I graduated in 2004, but we took woods class, so we knew how to, we knew all the woods manufacturing type stuff. We took metals class, so we learned how to weld, we learned how to use lathes, we learned how to just do all types of stuff. We also had auto mechanics class, learning how to basically take a whole car apart, put it back together, understanding what each part's for, what the importance of each part is, how to diagnose problems with cars and things like that. So, and the women usually took home economics classes. They knew how to sew, they knew how to cook, they knew how to do all this stuff. So in high school, people were learning these like lifetime skills to where you would never have to call a repairman. You could just take care of things on your own. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, they pretty much eliminated all of that stuff off of the curriculum. So now you have all these dummies who are buying cars which aren't built like they used to be built. They have no idea how to fix them, and they have to call somebody and pay, $2,000 to get their car fixed. And same thing with heating and cooling, same thing with the pipes in your house and, your electricity and everything. They just don't teach anything anymore. So we have like a whole nation full of dummies with all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's by design, which we already know that. It's all by design.
I feel like all the high school curriculum, because I graduated back in 2019. So
yeah,
but damn, it's 5 years ago. But yeah, it's all for like college prep and everything like that. It's all like math, science.
It's all about compliance, teaching you to be compliant, be a good little boy, good little girl, listen to what I say.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
It's all college prep, there was no woodworking, there was no auto mechanic. It was all just to get you kind of ready to go to college, that kind of thing, which is fine, because that's what most students did that went to my high school. I mean, they went to college right after high school, so I guess it works out. But still, it would have been cool if there was like some classes like woodworking or auto mechanics class. I mean, that'd be really, I don't know. I feel like high school, they kind of dropped the ball. I guess certain high schools drop the ball when it comes to that stuff. So
yeah, people don't realize how easy it is to fix things. Like, I worked a job for less than a year where we were manufacturing like stoves and refrigerators and stuff. It was Whirlpool, actually. The company's Whirlpool. And just working there for a year taught me how to completely take apart all of my appliances and put them back together. So if there's something wrong with like my washer, my dryer, my refrigerator, stove, any of it, it's very easy for me to take it apart and replace the part and put it back together. And people don't understand, like, everything, like all of this stuff that you have to call somebody else to fix is very easy to fix. If you were just taught how to do it, it would blow your mind how easy all of this stuff is. But, people don't know, but it's strange. But we're staying, the U.S. economy is still very heavy in agriculture and like really advanced technology. So if you're in like a STEM field or agriculture Or I guess, to some degree, you're always going to have jobs like pilots. You're always going to have jobs like police officers and doctors and lawyers. So, we still have that stuff. It's just that stuff all requires a college degree. So in high school, it's pretty obvious, like they're going to push the agenda of college because they want the brightest and best to get their degrees and fill those jobs. But unfortunately, like I don't think there's enough jobs for all the people. Like we're so populated, and I don't know. I mean, those advanced jobs they fill up quick. But
They'll do what they did in communism, where they just make jobs, useless jobs.
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you want to?
Is there like aren't there like cities? And is it China maybe, where like nobody lives in them, but it's just it kind of keeps people busy and with jobs and things like that. Like there's a bunch of buildings and things that are unoccupied, nobody uses them, but like
I know in the USSR, they had all these ticket people. So you need to go get a ticket and then go to someone else, get another ticket. And it was just unnecessary middlemen, basically.
Huh.
That'd be interesting.
It's kind of like being a realtor. Like a lot of people, a lot of people need realtors, but a lot of people also kind of cut the middleman out. So when they're buying a home,
I don't know. I know it's kind of starting to look like a shithole in the U.S. Like most cities, when you drive through them, it's just like abandoned buildings everywhere. People used to talk about Detroit being that way.
Way nicer now, but yeah.
Now it's all of America, and I'm leaving. I can't wait.
You're from Detroit?
No, I'm leaving America because.
Oh, you're leaving America.
I
was really looking up
attractive.
getting a passport today. I was looking to gain a passport today so I can get the fuck out, but then I realized there's so many barriers to get out of this country. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Do you have any Italian descent?
Yes.
It's possible you can get an Italian passport. I'm applying for one.
If I just say like, hey, I got family members that live out there?
No, you need to hire an agency and they go through the whole process with you. So you need to track down your great-great-grandparents. And if enough of them came from Italy, and there's a lot of fine print, basically. If there's one thing is off or they didn't naturalize at the right time, then it could void the whole thing. But you should look into it. You need to hire someone.
That doesn't sound like it's logical.
Oh, it's very logical. I'm hiring someone to do it. It might cost $6,000 to $13,000, but they do everything. They do everything for you. All the paperwork needs to be done like almost perfectly, and it will take 6 months to 2 years to get it. And once you have it, I can live anywhere in the Schengen zone. That's the 27 countries that comprise of most of Europe that are open borders basically with each other. And so I could live in any of those countries once I have that. So it's very worth it. And those places, a lot of those places are affordable places to live, not like America. And there's not a bunch of zombies, walking around like every US city.
They're not requiring you to have like a work visa or like some sort of proof they're going to have like a source of income when you're there.
When you have a passport, you're a citizen of that country. So they can't require anything. You have a legal right to go live there once you have a passport. You're a citizen.
Are you talking about an Italian passport? Or
Yeah.
a US passport?
But you have an Italian passport that allows you the whole Schengen zone. Have you been to Europe? Do you know what the Schengen is?
No, I've never been to Europe once before.
Okay, so there's 27 countries. That includes most of Europe. The Schengen zone, they're all open borders with each other. So, Italy, France, all these countries, they can all drive around with no border controls. So once you have an Italian passport, I can go live in France. I can go live in Croatia now. They just joined. I can live in 27 different countries. Doesn't matter. No paperwork. I can just, with that Italian passport, I can work. I can live. No problem.
Oh, shit. So LFA, you said that's a bad idea. What he's proposing?
Well, I mean, I think if your goal is to move out of the country, I think you should go through the
legal
the
way.
natural process. I mean, I
That
think
is the
looking
natural
into
process.
finding out if like your great grandparents are from there. I mean, whatever. I mean, if there is like a loophole there that can get you in, then go for it. I think you should probably plan to just take the natural process.
That is
Yeah,
the natural process because Italian law is that any
yeah,
ancestor by blood, you can be an Italian citizen.
Okay. I don't.
Who knows?
I'm not opposed
Yeah.
to that, but
I mean,
it's,
it's within the Italian legal process. It's nothing shady. It's they made the law, you know.
yeah. And then I just know, like in the U.S. Department, they all demand like there's like 6 types of passports you can get, and all of them are just basically like if you're not like some rich yuppie or whatever or going to school there, you have no chance.
You
know
mean
what I
the
mean?
ones you can buy, right?
No, I just mean like if you go on like travel.gov or whatever the fuck, and then you try to apply for a passport or whatever, they like all the options they require you to have. You basically got to just be someone with a bunch of money who just like wants to retire out there, or you want to go to school there, or you know.
But
That's
which
like
passports are they though?
I'm sorry.
Which passports are they? You said you can,
Like what are they called? They're like a work passport, a fucking Euro something. I forgot. Man.
Oh, it's a visa. So if it's a
Or
passport,
visa. Yeah, I'm sorry. Visa.
You have
Visa. You're right. Yeah,
actual passport. You're a citizen of that country. A visa is you have a temporarily you can work there.
Right, but I think you need a
Legal
visa
document.
before you can get a pass, before you get citizenship. That's what that's what I read today. You need a visa before you get citizenship.
That's not true always because with Italian passport by descent, I won't need that.
Yeah.
I spend all my time researching this stuff because I don't work and I recommend Nomad Capitalist, great YouTube channel. I watch hundreds of hours of Nomad Capitalist. There's the Sovereign Man. There's all these different channels and people that's all they talk about is this stuff.
That's good to know. If I end up ruining my life like L5 might think I might do touche. But okay. So you said just look up an agency, hypothetically speaking, if I ever
Well, if you
was
want the
considering this?
Italian passport, you should look up an agency. I can give you the one that I hired. Let me look up the name because I just hired them. Hold on, let me find
Just
it.
as a reference, what if? You never know.
Believe in yourself. What's going on?
Where is it?
I'm back.
Okay, what's new with you?
What's new?
Yeah.
Is there anything new? I'm trying to. I don't know. I wish there was.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. It's not bad. I don't know if I mentioned it. I am retired. So, but the pension is not the best. It's enough to exist on, not to really live on. So, and it wasn't by choice. So there was that. And now I'm just in the process of claiming. I found out that I can claim my government pension early because I have disability tax credit. And that's for depression. So I'm in the process of that, and it's really taxing. And that's a good choice of words. I kind of bristle against procedure. The company I worked for was a military structured company, and I didn't know that when I applied there. But at the time, I was just looking for anything. That was a long time ago. It turns out I enjoyed the job though. I worked for the transit company in Toronto, in Ontario. Driving the subway never got old. Kind of fun, like playing with full-size train set all day. Plus, I got to be amongst the general public, which was why I dated around the world. Because Toronto's a multicultural city, very much so, and I wasn't afraid to ask. Usually only had like a minute at most to make a connection and get a phone number. So you had to learn to work fast.
Nice. Probably for dating, yeah.
What are your favorite women? What country?
Japan.
The Asians. Hold on real quick.
For Asians.
Fart fetish. What's going on?
Fart fetish.
All right, we're gonna pull you off.
His name spoke volumes.
I heard that's a
They say
thing.
a word.
Yeah,
are
there
you a
was
card-
there was a girl selling farts in jars for hold on, I'll pull that up actually.
LFA, are you a car guy?
Sort of. What do you mean?
Oh, I was just because you said you graduated high school back in 2004. I was just going to ask you, do you remember the E46 M3, the BMW M3 that came out during that time?
Not off the top of my mind.
Oh, I really like that car, so I was just curious if you knew what I was talking about. So
I'm not sure. Real quick though,
you could look it up and I don't know if you want to.
hang on. BM
Just E46 M3.
yeah. Oh, hold on.
Looks pretty cool.
Those Japanese women, huh?
Well, welcome to a new Harry's Garage video, and today's car is the BMW M3 CS. This
That's the new one.
version of the M3 CS, so the magic BMW is this additional 40 horsepower to a peak of 550 horsepower, and they've done that by adding boost. So this boost at 1.1 bar as against 0.7 bar for the standard engine. But interestingly, torque does not improve. It's still 650 Newton meters torque and starts at 2750 RPM, I think it is. But I suspect that is a gearbox limit, torque limit, and that's why that hasn't improved, even though the boost pressure has gone up. Nice other little detail, obviously the carbon bonnet, and a lovely detail here that you. Anyway, let's get going. Start the engine.
Look up
That's
look up Doug DeMuro E46 M3. Doug DeMuro E46 M3.
I love those quirks and features.
The quirks and features. That's right.
Yeah. I'm a car guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
This is a 2003 BMW M3, and it's
I had this car.
Cool. The new BMW M3
beautiful.
is also cool, but in a different way. This is old school analog BMW, shows us how the M cars really used to be. And I think the E46 M3 is going to go down as an iconic BMW M car. Today, I'm going to review this M3 and show you why, and show you all of its quirks and features. Before I get started, big news, this BMW M3. All right, time for the quirks and features of the E46 M3, and I'm going to start with a little overview of this car. This M3 was a big deal, but especially here in North America. This is the third generation model. When the first generation M3 came out, the E30, it was not particularly fast. It had a 4-cylinder engine, and it was tuned more for handling than straight line muscle car performance. The second generation M3 was the E36 model. Wasn't a traditional automatic. It was called the S54 in America, and then came this.
get annoyed by this
The
type of
E46 M3 debuted in the early 2000s, and here in North America, it finally had all of its European counterpart, and it was a lot. This car used a 3.2-liter six-cylinder engine. They call it the S54, and it was 333 horsepower and about 265 pound-feet of torque. That was a big number for a car this size, especially back then. This thing could haul, and it was finally the high-performance M3 that people had always wanted. One interesting thing under the hood, you can see this giant bar going across the engine bay connecting the strut towers, obviously to add rigidity, and at each end you have the M logo. You can see on both sides because they only put that bar on the M cars to improve their handling performance, and so the M's got the M badges. Now, as for body styles for this car,
pretty sick.
Oh yeah. The way he talks kind of annoys me. And
Kinda
this
was.
is another car out. Mood. Fucking.
Yeah, but that's how he is.
I know. Again, it's entertainment. I'm nitpicky. I guess.
I had the car, but not the M version.
Yep.
That was random.
Guys, I just realized what time it is. I got to end this. So, sorry. We'll go live again on Sunday night, though.
Sounds good.
Have a good night. Sounds good.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, you do this thing, man. Nice to
Bye.
come out and chill. And
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, I don't know who all's left in the chat. It looks like most people have exited the building. But, yep, I hope this video was somewhat informative. That's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, see ya.